Merry Christmas!
Hi, this is Chris from Leicester Till I Die. Thank you for watching and listening. Have a very Merry Christmas and Happy
Merry Christmas!
Hi, this is Chris from Leicester Till I Die. Thank you for watching and listening. Have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
This is your host, Chris.
No! God, please, no! No!
I know, I'm sorry, but he's cheap and available.
How rude!
How very, very rude. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Well, I was actually feeling great. I mean, a few days off. I wasn't going to do this today, as you know, but feeling a little bit better. I thought, well, look, it's a really, it's a 6-pointer, this. This could be really important to us. Put that gap between us and Wolves, especially with Ipswich losing the other day. And then what happened? We put Ward in goal. No. God help us. Well, we're going to find out. We will discuss it with my special guest, and let's bring him in, because my counsellor always says when I'm feeling down and on the edge, it's good to talk. So let's talk about Ward. Let's talk about Ward, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Sorry, I'm just trying to cheer myself up.
Well, hopefully today, Chris, we're going to be talking about a redemption story, all right? Because ultimately, we know the history with Danny Ward and Leicester City Football Club. We know what the fans are saying. It's already all over social media, as you say, mate. You couldn't have started the show with a more topical point. Iverson's on the bench, Ward is in goal. So please, Danny, I said it last week in the Premier League review show, please let today be the redemption story about your career at Leicester City Football Club, because that's all I got, Chris, for you.
Well, fair enough. Look, there's what we're going to be doing today. We've got the team news, which is going across the bottom at the moment, and we'll dissect that in a bit more information, along with the pre-match analysis. Then there'll be the watch-along for the first half. You'll join me again at half-time. Hopefully we'll both be smiling. Second half watch-along, and then the post-match reaction will be joined by yourself, Wayne and Jim. Now, I have to say, we have no Winky Jizzy Hands with us today. But I'm very glad that you, as one of my many elves, as my little pixie frostbutt, you are able to join us. So thank you very much for jumping in.
My pleasure. I nearly debated wearing the hat, Chris, but I looked so strange last time. I look like like an overgrown adult pretending to be a toddler. It wasn't good. So today we're just going to go for a bit more neutral kind of hoodie,
Yes,
relaxed
yes.
vibe.
That was then. That was then. What
That was
stays in
then.
the Christmas, what goes on in the Christmas special, stays in the Christmas special. And I
Well,
have
by
to
the end,
say,
it got pretty lively, didn't it? I'd say to people, watch it to the end because after the drinks were consumed, it started getting quite lively.
well, it did offer certain tinkly
Character.
jingle bells, as in Dave. Was it me? Or did you think he was getting a bit drunk as the night went on?
I just loved how he was providing such a social commentary of being an audience member while being part of the show. It was so Phoenix Night, so bullseye. It was brilliant.
I know. I did watch him. He just got up and walked. He's one on his own, Dave. He's one on his own.
That show was a comedy program in its own right, mate. It should be a Netflix special on its own. Well done to everyone involved, honestly. Well done to him as well.
Netflix, if you're watching, sign us up.
Yeah.
I have to say, and I missed obviously what was one of the best jokes of the night, and I apologise for missing it, was when I did announce Brad as Winky Jizzy Hands, you did hold a box of tissues up.
Which would happen to be notoriously beside me for no apparent reason, but yeah.
A box of tissues next to your computer. Who would have known?
It's the modern world, Chris. I've got that headset and everything. So if you're going to do it full on, everyone. That's all I say anyway. But Brad's off today with the real deal. I'm here with the internet and yourself. So,
Yeah. Oh, I apologise for missing that. Trying to control 7 guests. I've never had that many before. But look, let's have a look at this team. Well, let's just get a few comments. Bradley is in, and I'm calling him Bradley because I have overtaken him in the prediction league for last week, not this weekend. And you know what? He hasn't done a table yet.
Isn't that interesting? That normally correlates, Chris.
Yes. I don't know why he has. Maybe he's busy with it being Christmas, or maybe he's below me in the table now and he's too embarrassed to pop his head up. But I'm not just putting it out there. If you're watching, Bradley. Ward in goal. Merry Christmas, Wolves. Indeed. And then, as I said there, where was last week's table, Bradley? I don't hate Ward. I just hate it when he plays for Leicester. Fair point. Scott is in. Hi, Scott. How you doing? Come on, Brad. Where's the goalkeepers? I know. Keep the goalkeepers union doesn't extend to include Danny Ward. Afternoon, Chris. We did you and ourselves a favour yesterday. You did. I think that was the Ipswich game, was it? Yes, it was.
4-0, wasn't it? Yeah.
You could have let them get a goal, and so I'd got 4 goals, but I just had it down as 3-1. Ward could play a blinder today. He could.
Yeah.
And I could go out and have an extremely interesting evening with Alicia Dixon. Neither of those things are going to happen.
I could go on Tinder and bump into Scarlett Johansson. Life's amazing, isn't it?
It is, yes. Sure, Chris, oh my God, Wardy can't even catch a cold. Allegedly, Leicester City pitch staff have found invisible walls to place on the goal line. I don't think you've had the bloody Berlin Wall, mate. Lizzie says there, gets us subscribing. Paul is in. Hi, Paul. Merry Christmas, Stuart. Big Ant's in. And you as well, sir. And you as well. He's gone 2-1 to City today. James has gone happy holidays. And to you, sir, how are you? Congratulations on... He's an Everton fan, so congratulations on the takeover finally going through. You have got rid of the Arabic Mike Ashley at last. So well done, mate.
Big relief for Everton. Chris.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. Hello, fellow sufferers. Come on, Danny. 17 points with the win today. We've all, as I always say, we've beaten Derby. How the hell are you keeping Bonetti out of the team? Very good question. Danny, fraud in the net. Irony's Ward absolutely has to earn his money today. He's so used to being on the bench. Jeff is in. Hi, Jeff. Merry Christmas, everyone. Let's hope we get on an early Christmas present. 3 points. He's got a 3-0 win. I don't think he's going to be that comfortable. Jim's in. Hi, Jim from America. How is your tree, sir? I tell you what, you impressed Kate with your tree. She was well impressed. Relief is an understatement, I bet it is. And he's going for 1-0 to Leicester. Thank you for your confidence. Right, so two things. First of all, let's put up the team to the left of me as well, or the right, whichever way you're looking. And I'll tell you what, we'll bring her in. Kate, she's not live, but she always sends us a video through before. Let's see what she had to say about the team.
I'm not really understanding why Everson's not starting. But
Start that from the beginning.
hello. Well, I've just seen a team sheet. Obviously quite disappointed that Mads isn't starting. That could be really a big moment, to be honest. I'm not really understanding why Everson's not starting. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens. In Rude we trust, right? Interesting that Skip's fit enough to be on the bench but not fit enough to start. That's a concern, and a big decision again, I think. But it'll be interesting to see how Skip lines up with Samare. Samare's got a big responsibility on his shoulders today, so we'll just have to see what happens. Again, Buonanot's not playing, so there's some impact subs for sure that could really change the game. I just hope that we're not squandering an opportunity to play some of our best players, but we don't know the fitness of them. We don't know what condition they're in, but obviously my view is if they're on the bench then they're fit enough. But yeah, Danny Ward's, hopefully now he knows he's going to be number one probably for most of the week, that he'll put in a solid performance for us. We really need it, and we'll just have to see what happens. But I'm still going Leicester 2-1. Come on, you foxes.
What you're going to say at the end there. Yeah, I mean, we've gone 4-2-3-1. They, of course, have got the new manager bounce, possibly, taking effect today. Got him in, took over straight away. They've gone 3-4-2-1. 3 changes for us, 5 changes for Wolves. Quickly to run through the Wolves team. So they've swapped the goalkeeper. They've got Sarr back in goal. Semedo, Bueno and Gomez as the back 3. Doherty, the other Gomez, Andre and a third Gomez across the 4 in midfield. Guedes and Kuna behind Larson up front. My God, there's a lot of Gomez. How many Gomezes can you get?
Going to say that Gomez family in Portugal are very, very out there, aren't they?
They are. They've been very. Obviously, the telly went down for a long time.
Yeah.
But look, we've got Ward in goal. Let's go through our team. The elephant in the room. We were talking before we came live very quickly, weren't we? And we were saying, I mean, it says on the BBC that they were holding off on Hermansen to see whether he would be fit or not. If he's not 100%, I suppose the argument is, as I said, saving for Liverpool. The other bigger argument, if he's not 100%, it's a long. We've still got over half the season to go. If it means we miss this one game, but he'll be back for Liverpool, then it's better than putting him on for Wolves and then he's out for 2 months.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? But what's more interesting, I think, than Hermansen, Chris, is almost the Stolaric things going on this week. So there was a lot of social media posts about him playing and being on the pitch from the club, which made me wonder if the club's kind of, they got their ears open. They must know the fan base is slightly concerned about Danny Ward being back in goal because he hasn't got a good history with us. Let's not forget, unfortunately for him, he was the Wales #1 goalkeeper who got dropped for a guy who wasn't even playing active football. In the middle of a tournament, which kind of sums it up, which is not a very good position to be in. Let's hope, like we say, it's going to be a redemption story. But with Iverson on the bench as well and Stolaric being mentioned, it is quite surprising today, this. And I think it has taken the pre-match wind out of everyone's sails a little bit when it comes to, being confident going into this. And it doesn't help as well with Cunha, obviously, because he could have been suspended. We know he's good from long range. And you've got a goalkeeper in goal susceptible to long range. So it is quite concerning.
Cunha was the one that was involved in the kerfuffle after the match, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and there's going to be action taken allegedly. It's gone very quiet, and of course, you know what it's like. The narrative out there is because it's Leicester up next, they're holding off on making a decision, which would actually be a multi-game or at least a single-game suspension that is coming his way. So, of course, that could be relevant to us in this game if he should have had it.
Yes, I suppose if he was to get a multi-game ban, they can't
Mm.
make that sort of decision as quick as they can for a one-game ban. I suppose
No.
it takes longer to do that, doesn't it?
This is true. I'd have to look into the history of this, and I'd like to look into the history of this to see how they normally apply it, because
Yeah.
there is a bit of a narrative out there that the Premier League and Leicester don't get on, which is probably quite true, because we've both had little niggles at each other, not happy about FFP and all the rest of it. They don't like it when these little clubs stand up to them. We all know these things, you know. But ultimately, if we can see there's a correlation there between them doing something different for us to someone else, there is something we might be able to do about it. But
Yeah.
it really is, hopefully, Chris, I prefer to talk about someone standing on his toes the entire game to make sure he's completely irrelevant in the 90 minutes. So he's something we don't have to worry about. Because every other game for Wolves, when they win, he's the guy that makes it happen, him alone.
So we've got Ward in goal. Look, it is what it is. Like I say, we've got Everson on the bench. So what does that mean for Stolarczyk? I thought Stolarczyk had played in the under-21s.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and I was mentioning it earlier. The club was posting about it on social media, which I think was meant to be an indication to fans, look, don't be worried about potentially Danny Ward, because obviously you look through the comments on the posts, and it's either positive Hamza stuff because of the Bangladeshi fans in the chat, or it's all about Danny Ward being in goal. Those are the two sort of things, and I just think, that they're aware of the noise, like I said, mate. But the problem is that there must be another reason this is happening. So I'm going to suggest Iverson isn't fully fit. That's why he's on the bench. Stolarich isn't fully fit. That's why he's not on the bench. And the same with Hermansen. And we're kind of going, let's muck through this and see how it goes. If this is Ruud's long-term vision and he doesn't put in the performance today, then we've got a major, major worry probably.
We have. And look, looking back, Everson had done nothing wrong when he was dropped for Stolarczyk, because obviously Everson came in for Ward firstly. I don't think he did that bad.
They're different styles.
Sorry?
I was going to say they're different style of goalkeeper. That's what makes them interesting, because I'll say Stolarich is more of a sweeper keeper, and Iverson's better as a more classical goalkeeper. He's not so good at that stuff. So it depends on what system you play at the back, really.
And there's nothing to say that Ruud's not going to come in and go, I prefer Everson to Stolarczyk.
Well, exactly, and we've seen that with managers, haven't we? I mean, I was quite surprised that Stolarich got ahead of Iverson in the first place, because
that's the thing.
Yeah, because I thought Iverson had done enough to prove he was a relevant goalkeeper. I thought he was going to take over from Casper long term, actually, at one point. But it didn't quite work out that way, especially in the relegation season when we were under pressure, and he made one or two mistakes at a time where you couldn't afford to make any, like any keeper couldn't. So, but it's interesting, like you say, mate.
Yeah. Back four, Justin, Cody, Vestergaard, Christensen. No change there, is there really?
No, once again, it hints towards what we're thinking about, maybe a defender coming in January, because I don't think he's giving the guys on the bench like Fies much hope really by not featuring them. So I think this will probably be the back four until we make some transfers.
Yes, I mean when you look at the experience you've got is there, and Cody, all right, he's made a couple of mistakes. It's almost like we're looking for our players to make mistakes, which hurts me a lot. But I suppose that's social media, that's YouTube watch-alongs for you. We almost want them to make mistakes to give us something to talk about. Look, Cody cleared off the line, a few games ago. Amazingly, how it didn't go over, I don't know. He's got the experience, and all I do is see him shouting and pointing.
Well, I said this in the last game, didn't I? I said that the thing that concerned me last time out was a lack of accountability they were taking between themselves as a unit. They were starting to finger point, which they hadn't been doing in the games up until the last game. So I think for that probably confirmed to Ruud that he's going to have to go buy a centre back, because that noise in the transfer media has really, really heightened this week. That Leicester are going to spend some money on a defender. So I think for now we're probably mucking through with the best of a bad bunch. Do I think today we might want to be the problem is that Larson chap they got up front, he's a very good complete forward. He's pacey enough, he's physical enough. I'm not sure the best way to counteract him. Maybe it'd be one of those days where you gamble on putting Fies in instead of Vestergaard. I don't know, but it's close.
Like I say, I have no problem with Faze not being on. Well, I'd be happy if you.
I really.
be honest with you. But there we go.
Yeah.
Samari's back in, and let's be honest with you, it wasn't so long ago we'd have been going, oh no, not Samari,
Yeah.
please. Not saying that football fans are fickle, but how happy were we all to see Vestergaard back, and how happy are we all to see Samari back? Winks
Yeah.
maybe a bit too soon for him. Skip plays well. I've been impressed, and I like Skip. I know Brad doesn't, but I like Skip when he's playing with Winks. They do seem to play well together, but look, they're old teammates. I'm not too bothered about Skip and Samari, to be honest with you. I think that could be a very, very good partnership just in front of the front back four. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Samare at his best is when he is absolutely box to box, and he's running the engine room. That's what we need to see from him today. So he is a big part of today's performance, because I don't think Wolves play with much of a midfield either. They sort of go beyond it up top, or they're at the back. So consequently, I think he's a big part of today. For Skip, he is better off being the Samari position than being the Ndidi position. So that is the problem we got today. I don't think he's as well suited being the ball winner as he is being the guy advancing the ball, with Winks being the ball winner. So that's the problem for me with Skip. Hopefully today he does better than last time. I mean, Hamza didn't have a good time out last time, so I'm glad he's not there. So hopefully, like you say, Chris, it's going to be a positive step. With Sumari back at least.
Yeah. The three behind Vardy up front, and we don't need to talk about Vardy. I think enough's been said, but we will do probably. El Khanous, Ayew, and Mavididi. Scott says there, do you think Brunetti is going back to Brighton in January, or just needing a rest with the games coming up? I don't think he's back off to Brighton. Otherwise, he wouldn't even be in the squad.
No, I'd agree with that. I said a few weeks ago, I think it'll be wise for us to look at playing El Khanous instead of him, because he is ours, and he's ours long term, but he's not a lone player. So yeah. I agree with Rude's logic here. Play him in the hole today and see how he gets on. I also agree with Mavididi. I think it's the sort of game where you're going to need an impact sub like a Bunotti or a Mavididi, but one of them starts. And I think let's go with Mavididi this time, because if we're going to get anything from them, they're very weak at playing out from the back, especially with Sarr in goal today. So Mavididi really needs to press onto them and really needs to be a pain. Look at the goal we managed to get for the winner, which he was part of, an equaliser against Brighton. He was superb. That's what we need from him today. And Ayew hopefully will bring the intelligence, Chris.
Ayew, I've got to say, I don't like him at all on the wing. I do prefer him as a impact sub, because I think and I've said this before, and the was it he was at Palace before, wasn't he? And the Palace fans, they said he'll come on and he'll get you a free kick, or he'll, which will either break the game up or get you a free kick in a really good position. That's what he does. I don't necessarily think he's a starter, and I would have preferred to see Brunetti start there, but at least he's not on the wing. Let me put it that way. The BBC have got him in the middle of those three, so maybe that will be better for him.
I think, Chris, what they'll do is, I think he'll be on the left, but I think he's technically going to be a second striker and coming in, and Christensen's going to be asked to advance forward. And I think then Skip will drop back in to be the line of defence, which makes sense for me, because if you're going to play him on the left, play him as an inside forward, because like you say, he'll win free kicks. And actually, I quite like that about his game. McAteer does it as well.
Again, Scott, with Ayew, Skip and Vardy all a suspension away from not playing against Liverpool. Wow. He knows his stuff, Scott. Who's your money on one, to collect one today?
Skip and
Vardy. Yes, probably Skip, if I'm honest with you.
Isn't the next game Boxing Day? I imagine all three of them will probably pick up a yellow card, so they haven't got to be in.
Yes, exactly.
Players have confessed to doing this, mate.
Oh dear. There we go here. For Chapson, hello all, he says. Hopefully we have a decent result. Hopefully. Yvonne, hello Chris, and all wishing Leicester win. Come on you foxes. Indeed, we all wish that. Say a little prayer, as the song goes. And on the bench, just to very quickly run through it, we've got Everson in goal, which we've talked about. We've got defensively, we've got Faze and Coley, who not so long ago were our first two, weren't they? We've also got Thomas. I think Thomas is coming for an unfair stick because that season when he stood up, when he first came in, without him, we would have been up shit creek, and he wasn't that bad. But I think maybe his time has come to an end. Midfield, we've got Buenete, Chowdhury, and Winks. And then up front, Daka and Brad's new love child, Dakova Reed. Who, in fairness, and I joke about it, but look, he's done all right when he's come on.
Can he play in goal?
Oh well, let's try Danny Ward up front. Why not? He can't be any worse.
You never know. He could be mini messy with his feet, mate. I was going to say, interesting on the bench. I mean, I think we're all kind of intrigued by Coley not featuring as much recently. I think Coley, long term, we still got some potential with to grow him. So I do hope he's still going to be a part of it going forward. So I still think there's something there. Same with Winks, and obviously, hopefully.
I don't think with Coley. I mean, he's young, but look, the players are in the tunnel as we speak. So I will let you go.
No worries,
enjoy
mate.
the first half. Fingers crossed, and I will see you at half time, sir.
My pleasure. See you in a bit, mate. Cheers.
See you later. Cheers. Bye bye. There we go. Static. Hello. How the devil are you, sir? Welcome along. Let me just get mic'd up. Basically, I have, as you saw at the start with the mess up over the things, it's Christmas almost. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and I've loaded the wrong videos up. So what we'll have to do is, while I get set up, is play you a different video.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel now and make sure you never miss another upload. Leave a like now. Ring the bell and never miss another video.
Hello, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
for all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
Indeed. Right, here we go. No spoilers, guys. You know they're all static. Just got to say hi, mate. How you doing? Well done last night. 3-0 would have been good because that's the prediction I went for, but a 5-1 win ain't bad. And you need to do something because I predicted you to win the league and you're letting me down big style at the moment. Probably letting yourselves down as well. Can you have more than one love child? Has he got more than one? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Right, let me... $400 league appearances for Connor Cody today. And of course, it's against his former club, Wolves. There's news for you. As if you didn't know that already. Chris, would you be covering the Man City? I very much doubt it. Almost certainly not the Liverpool. But then again, I said that about Wolves, didn't I? Look, I needed a break. I haven't done a show since Wednesday, so I've had a little bit of a mini break. Normally, I'd have got about 2 shows in there. So maybe feeling a little bit more refreshed. At the moment, no plans to do Liverpool and no plans to do Manchester City. But look, subscribe to the channel, click notifications, and then you'll see it will come up if we do. So... And remember, guys, if I ignore you, it's because I'm watching the screen. I don't know if Scott's staying or going, but he will answer any questions for me if I am busy watching the game. And if you spoil, he will kick you out. If he doesn't kick you out and I see you, His kicks out last 24 hours. Mine are permanent. I might do. I might just do that. Okay, James, thank you very much, mate. Thank you. I thought you'd gone. Hopefully, you can never put it past Vardy, can you? Hi, Highfields, how you doing? Hope we see Vardy howling to the Wolves fans. I heard, I read somewhere that he learns insults in languages of the opposition's defenders, so he can have a go at them in their own language. he's a legend, isn't he? Joe, look, I purposely, in case I have to jump up because we celebrate, I've purposely taken my PJs off. Hi, Chris Tid, how you doing? He's gone 2-1. Yeah, all the best, Static. Take care, buddy. Have a good Christmas. There we go, and we've kicked off. And Leicester are in, obviously, their all-blue kit and are kicking from left to right towards the family stand. And the Wolves are in their all-gold strip and they are cooking. They are kicking towards the top. 56 in. Please get your those likes up as well. I'm not sure what the likes are, but it does help the channel, the likes. Oh, ball kept in there. Well, by Leicester. Oh, and El Canoes manages to put it out himself there. Thank you, Static. It's a bit of a midfield tussle at the moment. Let's not forget yesterday's scores. The other 2 o'clock games, we've got Everton hosting Chelsea, Fulham versus Southampton, and United versus Bournemouth. James, I'm surprised you're not watching Everton Chelsea. Of course, yesterday's games was Villa 2, Man City 1, Brentford 0, Nottingham Forest 2, Ipswich 0, Newcastle 4, West Ham 1, Brighton 1, and Palace 1, Arsenal 5. And I have to say, well done, Villa. I went 2-1 to you. So you got 3 points, and so did I. Job's a good one. Yeah, this new manager of Wolverhampton Wanderers, they had considered him before when they first took over, the current owners of Wolves. Now, Wolves have actually got 4 across the midfield, 3-4-2 they played compared to our 4-2-3. So they may outnumber us just in midfield a little bit. So that's something we've probably got to be a little bit careful of. I bet you take a draw against Chelsea, mate. Definitely. And now my stream's back. I'm about 4 seconds behind the game, guys, so thank you, Static. Yeah, come on. Lorraine, hi, Lorraine. How you going? 3-0. I think we'd all take that. Oh. Vestergaard, very cool and collected there. Mavididi to El Canoose. Christensen now. Vestergaard, he's got Cody to his left. We've gone to that back three now, of course, which we seem to when we're going forward. Vestergaard now, Cody. He's got Justin here on the right, which he uses. Gets it back from him. Back into middle of centre of midfield. Sumare and Vestergaard. And he finally gets that out to Christensen on the far side. Forward to El Canoose. Taking the time, Leicester. Sumare. Skip. Oh, this is a lovely play at the moment by Leicester. Cody plays it out to Justin, who doesn't really well. He loses it himself. He didn't really control the ball very well there. Wow. And that was a free kick, I think, to Leicester. Skip's gone down. Oh, yes. It was a very late with that. Is it Anthony Taylor, the referee, today? Can anybody tell me? It looks like him. But then again, I'm not the best at recognising referees. There's Ruud van Nistelrooy. I don't think he's brought an assistant in yet. He's still using the guy. Oh, it's a poor free kick. It's very easy for Sarr to come out. The last thing we want to do is give Sarr, who's very, very bright today, in his cyan top, short socks and tights as well. Cheers, Jim. I thought it was. Yeah, he did take his time looking at that free kick for us, but it was definitely a free kick, so he did get it right. Christensen with the ball in his hands, about to take the throw in, which is a good job, otherwise it would have been handball. It's taking his time. It's finally short to El Canoose, gets it back, then El Canoose into Cody on the halfway line in the centre circle. Plays it out to Justin, who's got some space here on the right. Plays it back, though, to Cody, almost on the halfway line, and Vestergaard is, and he receives the ball. And it goes all the way back to Danny Ward. Christensen. El Canoose. Jimmy Vardy's through! Oh! Oh, wow. That was the best move of the match from either team. El Canoose, a lovely ball through. Jamie Vardy, front three between a couple of defenders. In fairness to Sarr, he came out very quickly, was able to block it and then block it a second time. That was good there from Leicester. Apparently it came off his face. He won't mind. He did his job, but it was a lovely move, a lovely ball from El Canoose, I have to say. Yeah, Vardy 2 in 3 under Ruud van Nistelrooy. Oh. Sumare stayed down. And now he's up and hobbling. Definitely onside, Vardy. He timed it perfectly. Just his first touch, if anything, let him down. He tried to chip the goalkeeper. He tried to chip Sarr, but he was actually probably just a little bit too close to him. Wolves coming away. Oh, he was hoping for a corner there, Samado, but he'd barged Christensen over. Let's hope we don't go behind. I'm fed up with us going behind and then having to come back from being behind. So as things stand at the moment, we are 3 points ahead of Ipswich Town with a better goal difference. Southampton, I guess, are playing or have played. Did they play yesterday? Oh no, they're playing Fulham today. No, because they got 6 points. So is it 11 points, I believe, that Wolves... So the free kick to Wolves, and now they are coming away. Sumare just does enough there. Is it a free kick? Yeah. Taylor's given away a free kick. Mind you, that last one we just got, I guess, 6 of 1 and half a dozen, really. Yeah, it wasn't an obvious free kick, but like I say, neither was the one that Christian got. Yeah, James, there's rumours about him going to Saudi. Who knew? I love the positivity of one Leicester fan who commented on the BBC website that we need to get Rashford in. Yeah. Honestly, I love these fans that say, who do you want to buy? And, you know, Messi, Ronaldo, yeah, right, yeah. I'll have whatever you're smoking, please. So it's a dangerous free kick, or a free kick in a dangerous place here for Wolves. Just to the left of the box from a goalkeeper's perspective. Referee just trying to sort things out in the box. It's almost on the 6-yard line here. Probably about 7 yards, 8 yards out from the line. It was a poor free kick, to be honest with you. It was a daisy cutter. Leicester Wolves aren't getting that throw in. Leicester are. No goals in any of the games so far up and down the country today. Leicester at the moment can't get it away. It's all going on in Leicester's half. We need to get our foot on the ball and get control of this game. She's in the Wolves' half now, but they did actually sort of play it back there themselves in defensive mode. Not sure what you mean there, Jim. Do you mean co-commentator? I think you mean co-commentator because it's the lady. But that one match, she did seem to not know her stuff, but she has got better since. Apparently, somebody told me she's an ex-City player. Vestergaard plays it back to Ward. Justin was playing a short one there, and he's given it away to Wolves, who now get a free kick, I believe. You got to be careful, Jim. You got me into a lot of trouble there. Commentator, yes. Like I say, it was just that first match. She seemed to be saying a lot of things that she didn't seem to get right. But maybe she was right and I was wrong. Hard to believe, I know. 15 minutes gone. 0-0 at the King Power Stadium. At the moment, it's a 55% possession to Leicester, 45 to Wolves. Nobody's had any shot yet. There's another free kick to Wolves. Very stop-start this game with Anthony Taylor. I was watching ITV4 the other day, and there was a classic match. First of all, it showed a big match revisited. Ooh. Offside flag went up there. Christensen defending well, though. It was a chance for Wolves. I know he was offside, way offside. Yeah, I was watching ITV4 there, the classic match revisited. My God, there was some fouls going in. You know, back in the day, my God, it was a man's game. Now it's a fairies game. It really, really is. Hi, Doug, how you doing? And then they showed the classic FA Cup final between Manchester United and Arsenal. That's a good ball, actually, there from Ward to Samori. Justin plays it long upfield. Oh, Vardy. Again, he's given a foul. I mean, God, can't people tackle? Since when has this become a team of 11 fairies against 11 fairies? They are absolute wimps. Oh, we said that. Vardy probably, yeah. But still, I mean, you give away a foul these days for anything. Just go and watch. I would say to all the referees and the PGMOL who absolutely aren't watching it, because they've no idea how to sort of run the referees. Look at those games back from the 70s and 80s. Oh, for fuck off! Anthony Taylor, get back to blood. I was off the pitch anyway. Get back to bloody refereeing women's netball. There's another free kick to Wolves. Headed clear. But it's only gone to a Wolves player. Probably a little bit quicker than Leicester players going for it. 1-0. Leicester 0. Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. Who fucking knew it? Let's have a look at this again. Vestergaard somehow got caught. Cody didn't close him down properly enough or quickly enough. Could Ward have done better? Probably will have been blamed for that. Yes, he probably could have done. 1-0. Oh, fucking waste of time. Then again, they're always going to score. "19 minutes. Leicester City going 1-0 behind. Who knew?" Honestly, we ought to be sponsored by Kleenex. I don't know, Doug. Oh, now we're giving the ball away, El Canoose. Oh, fuck off! And it's a booking for Vestergaard. Anthony fucking Taylor, go shove your head up a turkey's arse. How biased is Taylor being today? I mean, apparently they just said Wolves have got too much talent to be in the situation they're in. I'd like to see some talent. I don't think we've got any talent, have we? Is Vardy still on the pitch? Just in there, heads the ball. What the fucking hell? We might as well have just let it go and go out. Leicester have got to improve. Tomorrow, nice turn. Ayew. Skip. James Justin. Oh, fuck off, Justin! Passes it straight to a Wolves player. Yeah, he's a Leicester fan, by the way, LCFC forever. Right, Justin, let's see if he can pass a ball without falling over. Oh. He had a shot, James, and I think it took a deflection, but straight into the arms of Sarr in the Wolves' goal. He had better options, Justin, than taking a shot from there. Maverdeen, I was so bent off. Oh, Skip took the free kick that quickly there. Samori was brought down. The Maverdini. Oh, Maverdini had to go there. Fair play to him. I mean, I've got to say, Samori, Twinkle Toes, went through, got the free kick. Skip took it that quickly. Mavididi was just looking the other way. He was looking back towards Ward. But then when he got onto the ball, he did have a shot, and it was not a bad shot at all, to be honest with you. Sarr did have to... Well, it was straight at him. Oh, no. Samari's now got a booking. Oh, that was not a yellow card. Jesus Christ, Anthony Taylor. I mean, it's not... He must have been there last night before this game, wanking, looking at the Wolves website, wanking away. That was a bad ball out by Wolves, though. Skip. It was El Canoes. A lovely pass again there out to Skip on this near side, but he couldn't get the ball across. But he just get a corner out of it. So here we go. It's a corner with Christensen on this near side. Dealt with though by Wolves. Mavididi off to El Canoes, chips it in. It's going to be out for another corner, is it? Yes, it is. Another corner. We've got to get set pieces. Wolves not good at set pieces. Stefan, we're playing against Anthony Taylor. Well, when he's wearing a yellow Wolves shirt, we're going to struggle to win. Jeremy Vardy holding his hands up. Christensen to take his second corner in as many minutes. Oh, it's a long one, that. Vardy with a header that a 10-year-old could have done. I mean, do players talk to each other? I thought Vardy could speak different languages. He can't obviously speak Danish to tell Vestergaard to get out of his fucking way. Poor cross in there from Wolves. It goes out. Half an hour coming up. Bournemouth are leading Manchester United 1-0. James, remember, no spoilers, mate. No spoilers. No worries, mate. Wolves at the moment, Leicester are offering nothing. Now El Canoes. Oh, for fuck's sake, El Canoes. Wolves have been very unlucky. XG at the moment, Wolves is 0.07 and Leicester 0.05. Fuck knows what that means. I've never any idea. We've both had 2 shots. We've actually had 2 on target. They've only had 1, but of course. Good, yeah. Apparently, Danny Ward there giving a big shout out that was his ball. I think you look at any team that's got good players, which Wolves obviously have. No booking though, of course. Anthony Taylor. Why would you book his wank material? How the table stands now that we've gone 1-0 down. Thankfully, Wolves will still be only on 12 points, so there'll still be 2 points behind us. But of course, we have got a matter of take care, James. All the best. Enjoy the game. Yeah, watching Leicester this season is never enjoyable. So, like I say, we have got Liverpool, Man City coming up, which we're probably not going to get anything from. Has he given us a free kick? Yes. Has he given Wolves a booking? No. Liverpool obviously playing Tottenham Hotspur. That's the 4:30 kickoff. We have got to buy some quality players. Let's give Leicester a free kick. What's your score prediction for Spurs Liverpool, Doug? Dave Justin is walking into the box. He was on the edge. Canoes is over the ball. We need a goal. We need one soon. It's defended though by Ayew. Did well to keep that ball in, but straight down the goalkeeper's arm. We're not going for the second ball. If we don't do any business in the January window, we are doomed, because this lot This lot couldn't keep a fucking cock up in a strip show. "35 minutes gone, and it's about to get worse, I feel." And 2-0. 2-0, fucking defence again. James Justin. What a waste of fucking space. Are we going to come back from this? No, we're not. What a waste of fucking space these players are. What, James Justin? Anybody blames Danny Ward for that, they can fuck off. Possibly handball. I don't think it will be. No, it stands. I mean, am I going to do Liverpool? Am I going to do Man City? Why should I give my time up over the Christmas period on this load of fucking shite? This is indefensible. No, was it a penalty? I don't think he's going to get it anyway. Maybe if he hadn't done a sausage roll effect halfway down the fucking pitch, we might have got something. Fucking hell. Honestly, I don't honestly know what I am watching. We need to buy, I think, 4 defenders. I really, really, really don't know what to say. It is that bad. They are. They're just controlling midfield. I'll tell you what, we could do. Let me put it this way, Doug. Could we buy 11 and a brand new team? Five minutes to go. Just in there. He's fucking shit. Wolves come forward again. And you just get the fear that every time Wolves come forward, that they could probably actually score. If Leicester can get one back, honestly. Oh, how the hell? What the hell? Jamie Vardy. Oh, no, that's going to be a booking. I mean, was he offside? It fell just behind Jamie Vardy. I mean, he wasn't even fucking watching. Keep your fucking eye on the ball. Are you that old you need to go to Specsavers or what? He wasn't even looking at the ball. 3-0. 3 fucking 0. Don't start LCFC forever. This isn't down to Danny Ward, or otherwise you're not watching the same fucking game as I am. How can you blame Danny Ward for that second goal, for fuck's sake? Maybe if Vardy had been concentrating. I mean, he got a touch to it, Danny Ward. I just... No, he doesn't. I don't blame him. No Canoes from Vardy. Mavadidi. El Canoes again. He couldn't fucking pass win. The fucking team is shit. Fact that we all would be. We all would be. I'm sorry, Wolves. Look, you know, we like to blame Danny Ward for everything, and I'm not his biggest fan, but let's be fair. Gordon Banks wanted to save that. If anybody's blaming Ward for that goal, then sorry, I don't know what game you're watching. You're not watching this game, because that was James Justin's fault, 1,000,000%. Well, the 11 that are on the pitch at the moment could be sold. Because Brenda gave him a contract extension just before he left. Exactly, Yvonne. And I've got to say, Wolves, fair play to them. They are so deserving of this score. This is just absolutely dreadful. Please, will somebody just, the referee, he's done fuck all so far. Can we just blow the half-time whistle and put us out of our There it is. Boos are ringing round the King Power, and I'm not surprised, because I'll join in. Boo! That was fucking shit. How fucking shit are we?
I just had some banter off a friend of mine messaging me saying there's a video on this channel saying what a difference Rude makes. So yeah, I kind of get the impression, mate. It's difficult, isn't it? Because I don't think we did anything particularly wrong in 20 minutes. We didn't do anything particularly right either, but then individual errors come into it, and here we are. Done. Yeah.
I mean, look, let's. As things stand at the moment, there's nobody's going to get man of the match.
No.
That is how bad it is, and a performance of 0. There is nothing I've seen there that would say that we would come back from 1-0 down, let alone 3-0 down. Jamie Vardy, when he had that chance, he wasn't even fucking looking.
He looked to me like he was trying to get a yellow card in the first half to me, Chris, a little bit. He was a bit fiery, wasn't he?
When he had that chance, and look, you've got Anthony Taylor, who spent last night jizzing himself off the Wolves team sheet. You're not going to get anything other than yellow cards. 2 to us so far, none to Wolves. I'm sure he sits there going through, a online version of Playboy. He goes through the Wolves website's Wolves players and has a wank to every one of them as he goes through. I mean, he absolutely loves them. But
yeah,
sorry, Vardy should have done better. When you look at Vardy, he was not even looking where. I mean, the ball went behind him, but he was not looking at where the ball was going anyway.
No, what's interesting, Chris, is a lot of them are doing completely opposite things to each other. Sumari was doing this as well. He was trying to play players in behind, and players weren't expecting that ball, like Ayew. Ayew is sitting deep and not getting in behind. So the problem is that defensively, the shape and structure, yeah, it looks a bit better. But the problem is going forward, we're all trying to do different things. And consequently, this is where we are now. And we got punished again because Justin makes an individual mistake. Danny Ward looks limp-wristed in goal. I mean, I don't think a lot of these goals are his fault, but he doesn't give you an air of confidence he's going to even pull a worldie out of somewhere like Mads might, which is the problem, isn't it?
But he shouldn't have to pull a worldie out if Justin had been doing what his job is doing, which is to defend.
Yeah, it's and to take your blinkers off and be aware of who's around you, because it'd be like driving a car without being able to look out the windshield. That's what he was playing like, and it's.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Look, I'm not here saying that Ward is the next goal, Gordon Banks or Kasper Schmeichel. He's not. But how can you defend? How can you defend a goalkeeper when your defence are so shit? Justin, I know he's got to play on the right because we've got nobody else there. But he's absolutely shit on the right.
Yeah. I mean, like you say, there's very little in good to take from that first half for any of the individual performances. There's only one glimmer of hope I can give us in this moment, and that is if you remember back, 20 years ago in the Premier League, Leicester City were 3-0 up away at Wolves at half-time, and we lost 4-3. And in a similar situation, if you reverse it today, Chris, maybe we could pull a miracle out, but we're going to have a real talking to.
Not with this team.
I don't know. I mean, I'm probably too much of an optimist, maybe for social media even. But I just feel you get a goal early here, and maybe something changes because they're still a team that's held together.
Let me come on with you there, Tom. Do you see this lot getting a goal?
I think it'll be difficult, but I think sometimes you need that bit of luck. And in that first half, we didn't have any luck either. Not to lean on luck as being a reason, but we didn't have any luck either. That second goal that went in, trickles over the goalkeeper. I mean, I don't think Danny Ward helped himself, but maybe, a bit of a luck on another day would have hit his leg and stayed out. So, I don't know, Chris. I mean, maybe I'm clutching at straws because I'm trying to remain positive about it. But I think the issue is not going to be the manager now. We're going to be seeing issues with the players on the pitch because I think the system seems better, but it's just not really clicking with the players, is it?
Look, if you look at Ruud van Nistelrooy, and look, they have got that new manager bounce. Let's be honest with you. Let's first of all, let's not take anything away from Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Brilliant, yeah.
They deserved to be ahead. They were better in every aspect. I mean, they've got a goalkeeper that's not played for I don't know how long. Did we test him early on? No. We let him just warm himself up into the game.
It was unfortunate he didn't get a red card. If the ball hit him on the hand outside the area when Vardy took that strike, Chris, he would have been sent off and maybe the game would have been different. So that was unlucky. That's what I mean by luck. I'm not leaning on luck. It's not been good enough, but there has been one or two things that have been unlucky.
I mean, when you look, and all right, we always say, don't we? Stats can prove one thing or another. Really, you know, 4 shots each, 3 on target each.
Yeah,
we've had 5 touches in their box. They've had 7 in ours. There's nothing in it. Fouls 9, 10. Corners we've only had 2, and they haven't had any. That isn't a 3-0 game when you look at those stats. And all I can say is that that's down to shit players. Because what you're saying is we can't defend, we can't shoot. They are overrunning us in the midfield. We're not going to get any. We're not going for any second balls.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, I know what you're saying, but I mean, I think all we've got now is a bit of hope. If we get a lucky chance to start the second half, it's 45 minutes. Maybe we should just pull the goaltender, like they do in ice hockey, Chris. Let's take the goalkeeper off. Let's put on Reed up top, and let's just try and go, full blown against them. Maybe I'm being too desperate with that, but I don't know what it is. Football's a funny game because they are susceptible. They're still fragile at the back. There was that little sign after 10 minutes or whatever it was with Vardy that there is still something there that we can get at. So let's hopefully have a bit of a riot act reading at half time, come out, and let's just literally go and have a go at them and see if we can get one. And let's see what happens. I think from there, Chris, you might be surprised.
Well, I hope I am, but I'm not going to hold my breath. What changes would you make? Any at half time, or would you say to this lot, look, you've been shit, go out and prove you're not? For me, I'd yank Vardy off, and that's controversial, I know, but he hasn't impressed me. I know Brad said it not so long ago about, maybe he's taking this, well, you're a bit older now, so don't do as much running, that he just walks around everywhere and hardly has a touch. So I would definitely take him off. I'd maybe go to 3 at the back and take Justin off. I'm just trying to think who else I'd take off. I mean, just going through it here. El Canus I would take off because, again, he's had opportunities where he wants to do it all on his own when there have been others available.
He's showing a bit too much petulance to me so far. He needs to be a bit more mature. I know he's young, but more maturity.
Yeah. Mavididi, I'm not going to blame Mavididi because he hasn't had the service.
No, but when he did, he wasn't paying attention because we took that free kick early with Skip and he was half asleep. And if he was actually awake for it, Chris, once again, we might have actually been in behind earlier. So
100%. 100%.
Yeah, so if I was Rude right now, I would literally be having that on the screen and saying to him, wake up. You're in this football team. We're 3-0 down now. You guys have to go and score 4. I'm not talking 3. Go out there and score 4 and sort this out.
Yeah, no, 100%, you can't. I mean, Skip, fair play to Skip for taking the free kick quickly.
Yeah, this is my point. Some of them are switched on, Chris, and playing forward, and some of them are just retaining the ball too much and playing backwards. We had this problem with Hamza last week. Every time he got the ball, it was safe backwards. And then Samari gets desperate and overplays one. El Canus gets desperate and overplays one because other players are overcompensating. So they need to all get their heads together here on the same page and be doing exactly the same thing.
Our goal difference, -16. Ipswich, -16. Wolves, -13. Southampton, -25. We've got the joint second worst goal difference in the league.
Which we didn't 2 weeks ago. We had an advantage there, which shows you it's been a rough couple of weeks.
Yes, yeah. At one point I was saying, well, that could be worth the extra point to us. And look, I can't blame Root because I think this is just proving what a shit team it was. And let's not say, apart from Brenetti, and he hasn't been this. Everybody says, "Well, is this bright spark? Is this bright spark?" Again, he tries to do too much on his own when he could play players in, and we may have got different results. But he is a bright light amongst a load of dim buggers.
This is why Fata was such a loss for us, because he can just pipe in with something from the left flank and ping one in the top corner, and that individual quality has probably covered up a lot of cracks.
But what we've got is, apart from that, when you look at our team, Ayew, Dakova Reed, Edward, and I know he doesn't even get anywhere near it. Those sort of players, they weren't good enough to buy.
Well, that's it. I mean, with Maradidi, of course, they were bought for the championship. So, I mean, you shouldn't really buy players just to think you're playing in the championship low anyway, as a recruitment strategy. I don't know. In some ways, Chris, I think it's a vibe more than quality. I think it's a vibe that we've got, because watching that first half, I just kept getting taken back to the days when we were the bottom Premier League team and we were struggling with relegation. And this is the first week I've watched the first half and gone, I actually think we're one of the worst teams looking at that, just from the vibe, which I haven't felt before. I felt before we had a bit of fight. But so that's difficult. That is difficult. Like I said, maybe I'm holding on to hope a bit much here, but I just hope second half they can at least try and do something positive.
Raj, will you please go and tell the players that? Because they have quit.
Well, their heads are dropped. Our heads are dropped. Their heads are dropped. That's why I'm trying to be the positive one. As I'm sure other people are in the chat.
Oh my God! And then you don't think it can get any worse. FaZe and Winks. Well, Winks is on, which is good, but FaZe is on.
Well, I mean, let's go for it. If he goes full David Luiz today, then who knows, mate? But perhaps we better get back to it and hopefully at full time we'll have something good to talk about. I'm still going to predict. I'm going to say this: Leicester 4, Wolves 3. Let's just do it.
If you do that, come over and I'll treat you to drinks all night.
Okay, there we are. It's a deal, and you can all applaud me on at the end of full time. All right?
We will do. All right, mate. All the best. Take care. That FaZe is coming on. Oh my God, how shit must we be? How totally shit must we be? Ray, it's not often I agree with you, but I do. Winks is on. Right. So Leicester to kick off. And he goes all the way back to Danny Ward. So FaZe is on for Vestergaard and Winks is on for Skip. Yeah, Vestergaard was on a yellow, in fairness, as the co-commentators just said, my mate. Hey, Ray, I was waiting for you to get the AU comment in. Well, the ball comes off the Wolves player, goes into the thing. But look, to be honest with you, Ray, I'm not going to argue with you today. I can't argue with you. Yes, indeed, Wayne. 0.4 XG, whatever that means. I still don't know, and yet they're 3-0 up. That's Wolves for you. So Christensen, devout phase. How is Justin still on? Well, no spoilers, Raj. Okay. Long ball over the top for Wolves. Plenty of space here. Leicester City just backing off the Wolves players. Christensen, I think that's a free kick. Wasn't looking what was behind him though. So just checking the half-time scores, which we didn't have a chance to do. It was 0-0 Everton Chelsea, 0-0 Fulham Southampton. Leicester coming forward. But again, we're trying to do too much. Pass the fucking ball, you wankers. Hey, fucking loses it again. What is wrong with passing the ball? Stop trying to do everything yourselves and think you're fucking better than you are. I'm sure half of our players think that they're prime-time Messi, but they're full-time mess. Boom. Oh, come on, Sar, you big girl's blouse. Get up. What a fairy. Hardly touched him. Sam Johnson being told to warm up, actually. For the Wolves reserve goalkeeper. Did he catch him on his head, I wonder? Actually, could be worse. They're holding his head. It might not be as innocent as it looked. I mean, it was innocent. It wasn't Vardy going. And I think it looks worse, Wayne, than even I thought it was. It didn't. It looked innocuous enough, but maybe the foot caught his head or his neck. Oh my God, Hamza's warming up, everybody. Decay is warming up. Cody's getting instructions off Ruud van Nistelrooy. I mean, if Hamza Chowdhury's coming on, why is Hamza coming on and Brenette not? It's a foul throw from Wolves. Jim, we could play 0-0-10. Can't even know we play the fucking ball straight out. If we played a 0-0-10, we wouldn't fucking score. Justin is off for Chowdhury. And El Canoose is off for Dakova Reed. So 4 of our 5 substitutions made with only 53 minutes gone. So either Daka's not going to come on for Vardy, or Buenette's not going to come on, who's probably been our best player of the season. Chowdhury ends up with Faz. Christensen. Dakova Reed. No changes in any of the other scores at the moment. Ayew lost it. Winks, lovely turn from Winks. Winks wasn't quite alert enough to what was going on there, wasn't able to get to the ball. No, we've not made any really. Well, can you call Dakova Reed an attacking change? Mavdi's cross. It takes a deflection and straight to the goalkeeper's arms. You know that, like, there's 3 teams worse than us in the league? No. I don't think there's any teams worse than us in the league at the moment. I've got to say, I mean, Wolves at the moment, not proving much of an attacking threat, but they could always hit us on the break. And of course, they had much the better of the first half. They were the better team. Chowdhury, Cody, Faz, who's in the centre of the back 3 now. Christensen, Mavdidi on this near side. Remember now, Leicester are kicking towards the Kop. Sumare. And he loses it. He loses it by fucking beating himself. Well, we've still got the ball, although it was a bad pass back. But again, Sumare. Mavdidi playing well. And Sumare gives it away again. I can see this going to 4. Winks on the ball. Back to Faz. He'll play it out to Cody on the far side. Plays it through to Vardy! And again, a fucking awful touch. An awful touch by Vardy. I'm sorry, nobody come on here and saying Vardy's having a good game. I mean, his touch there was so hard. We need a new fucking team, Yvonne. The thought of that early goal in the second half that Tom was talking about hasn't come. Graham, if we got Gary Lineker to come back on and put his boots on, we'd be doing better than this. Why couldn't Wolves have just held on to Gary O'Neill for one more week? When we win the ball, it's from a lucky. Samori nearly loses it again. Mavididi does. And he just turns around and goes, what? I mean, there's just nothing. Stefan, I'm sorry, this team couldn't score 4 in the rest of the fucking season, let alone in the what's left of this match. The Reed over the top to Vardy. I think we've got a throw in, more by luck than judgment. It's quickly taken. Hamza Chowdhury. Comes all the way across to the near side to Mavididi. A good overlap there by Samare. Oh, Jordan, it was a good cross in. Jordan Ayew just couldn't. He'd got about 3 players on him. Oh, FaZe. What a fucking wanker. I mean, he got the ball and he just headed it back. Oh, now Mavididi is easily robbed. Easily robbed. Long ball over the top by Wolves. It was too hard for Gomez. Well, one of the Gomez's anyway. To be honest with you, resist. I'd have Benny Hill on the pitch now, and he's fucking dead. It's a free kick to Leicester. So out to Mavididi, and that wasn't even a good pass. He had to come back to get that. Cuts inside, plays a 1-2 with, or tries to play a 1-2 with Samare. Oh, he cuts it back, but again, Leicester players on the edge of the box. There was a couple of players in the box, but nobody really playing well for the ball there. Vardy again just stood there. We're not running into the box, just stood in the box going, I'm here, I'm here. Cody and faster forward. Ayew with the corner. It comes Reed on the far side. Does well to get the ball in, but it's headed away and defended well by Wolves. Free kick there. Kuna takes down Reed. So, free kick to Leicester. On the far side, level with the penalty box. Are you going to take this? 62 minutes gone. Get another striker on. You might as well. The game's lost. Just get another striker on. Oh, Vardy. Cody's free kick. Vardy got a good header on it. At least it was on target. Wasn't exactly the hardest save that Sarti's ever going to make. It was straight at him. He just stood there. Just went, thank you very much. Oh, we've lost the game anyway, LCFC. Hamza Chowdhury doing well there, forcing the Wolves player back with the ball. Wolves are just going through us like hot knife through butter. Nice little short passes there. Fast comes running forward with the ball into the Wolves half. Christensen's overlapping from Mavididi. Does Mavididi use him? No, he doesn't. And so he tries to cross it in, and it comes off the goalkeeper, off the defender. When you had Christensen there. Mavididi running forward. Gets the ball in, but again, and then Vardy gives away a fucking free kick in the penalty area. Tommy, you know there are no spoilers for any of the games. Honestly, what the fuck? Do I speak a different fucking language or what? Wolves coming away. They got players over. It's a bad ball. Christensen able to take it on. Ball up to nobody. Liverpool are going to put 9 past us. Cover Reed off Winks. Leicester, lots of little passes, but doing fuck all with it. So Hamza Chowdhury on the overlap. He gets a corner. Of course, Hamza Chowdhury, who came out for Bangladesh today. Fair play to him. He's not going to obviously get into the England lineup, so he might as well go for Bangladesh. I'm going to need a fucking cider here. Yeah, they have had defensive issues, but they're playing late. And a fucking corner straight down the arms of Sarr. And now Wolves can break. Cody there with a good tackle. Vardy. It could have been Winks, actually. Cordova Reed couldn't. It was a good idea. Cordova Reed running down the far side, but the ball was never going to get it. Stefan definitely. 67 minutes gone. What the fuck we doing? Bring two strikers on. For God's sake, Rude. Maybe Rude isn't the Messiah. Maybe he's just another shit manager. Surely that ball did go out. That not out? Leicester caught napping there. Cody had to get it in. Head it out, sorry. Wolves' first corner. God, remember what bad we were at corners? Probably still are. Yeah, Man United 0, Bournemouth 3. And that's at Old Trafford. Southampton are holding Fulham, or Fulham are holding Southampton, I should say. And Everton are holding Chelsea at the moment. So the results not going for us. Mavadidi again tries to be messy. Doesn't work for him. Who knew? Oh. Could have been 4-0 there. Probably should have been 4-0. Cunha's playing really well for Wolves. Wait. Oh, and then again, another bad ball forward. If you can't get it past the defenders down the wings, you might as well go home. Hamza gets stuck in. And again, we get the fucking ball away. Rude, please prove to me that you're actually not as shit as Cooper was and bring on a second striker. 70 minutes, 3-0 down. What the fuck we got to lose? Make that 2 in 7 then, Paul. Because this team couldn't beat Liverpool under 15s. Wolves are now doing the Olays. How embarrassing is that? For fuck's sake, this is embarrassing. Sounds giving away a free kick there. Free kick to Wolves. Sense there could be more goals for Wolves. There certainly could be. So free kick for Wolves. Oh, he went down the side. Ward had it covered, I have to say. Oh, well, no, he tried to curl it into the bottom corner, but Danny Ward did have it covered. Wolves preparing to make a substitution. Phase on the halfway line. Can't even play the ball out to his fucking teammate. Goes out for a Leicester throw, but there'll be a substitution. Did I see a Leicester player warming up there? So Guedes is off for Wolves. And Hwang is on. Oh, we're giving the fucking ball away again. 4-0. Oh. Wolves fans singing that your support is fucking shit. Maybe if they were singing it to the team, because yes, our team is shit. Leicester going nowhere. Leicester, Wolves here are just with an H, Stefan. With an H, Hwang. Naughty boy. Ball over the top to Ayew. He's got 2 on him. So it's a corner. It's a good point. Saying that Brett is not fit, why is he on the bench? It's his birthday tomorrow. Fucking hell. It's a miserable time, isn't he? Corner comes in. Winks with the mopping up the clearance, but Ayew now gets the ball in, but it's headed clear. Virtually everybody back for Wolves. Goes all the way fucking through. Don't know. I don't know what I'm watching. Yeah, I know what you're saying, told you, but would you want to support this lot? Honest, I just don't know. 77 minutes, 3-0. I tell you what, I might go and watch one of the other games. Danny Ward coming well out of his box there. No changes. Chelsea can't beat Everton, and Fulham can't get one past Southampton. So results, like I said, aren't going our way. Although we shouldn't be having to rely on others. Samari now turns well, gets the ball, runs ahead, plays it out to Ayew on the far side, is it? No. Oh, for fuck's sake! Where was that pass to? Oh, for fuck's sake, JD. Jamie Vardy's been shit today. A lot of Leicester fans are leaving, and to be honest with you, I can't blame them. I wish I could leave. Kovaride gets a corner. Not that we've done anything with the corners with one. Fair play to him, though, Graham. Gets a point. I'd take a point now. No, the corner wasn't that good. Wolves going to make 2 more changes. Of course, we put a lot of defensive players on when we were 3-0 down. Ball comes in, easily dealt with by the Wolves defence. They only play it out as far as Sumare. Ayew chipped in though. Vardy. Certainly, the substitutions today by Rude were absolutely questionable. The only one I'd agree with was Justin going off. Even Winks' through ball there was easily dealt with. Cunha has run rings round us. Could have been 4 then. Could easily have been 4. Yeah, because we've lost this match, Fadala, because Ward was in goal. If we haven't had Ward in goal, we'd have been 5 or 6-0 up here, wouldn't we? Wobble your head, mate. What match have you been watching? We could score a fucking hole in a brothel. Don't tell me that this one is down to Ward. This one is down to all fucking 11 players, plus all the substitutions as well. So 15 players, 15 shite players. Don't put all this on Ward. I'm fucking fed up with people coming on here. Oh, Ward shit. He is, but what about the other fucking players? Brunetti's on. Ayu is off. Brunetti's on with 7 minutes to go. Wow. You're right, LCFC. Christensen. They did think about awarding a foul then on Mavididi, who chips it in. Oh, it's headed clear. Hamza's up there battling. He did think about giving the free kick, but he played the advantage fair play to Anthony Taylor for us. This could be easily before. No. Oh look, Ward made a save, everybody. Christensen plays it out to Mavididi here on the left. Oh, for fuck's sake. Brunetti leaves the ball. You'll be waiting a long time, pressure. Next Christmas will come before we get a consolation goal in this game. Was he any worse than any other player, Ray? So, 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left, and it's 3-0 to Wolves. Totally Wolves. We were absolutely awful. We're getting olays by a team that's below us. How embarrassing is that? Renotti's having his shirt pulled there. Yeah. I mean, he did good. That was good refereeing by. I think she's asleep, or he's asleep. 2 more swaps for just taking the time walking off. You can't blame them. We would do the same. Renette. Well, Amanson Vardy. I think he's hurt himself. This is looking bad. I think it's a late. Oh, Dawson. Yeah, Dawson catches him on his knee. Four minutes. All I want for Christmas is 3 points, this little lad's put. Crossed out the 3 and put 1. Sums it all. Sums it all up, that little chap. Oh, Dakova Reed crosses it in. Vardy running down behind. But Sarr, who, let's be honest with you, hasn't played for it now many games, just takes it very easily. But it was a very easy ball for him to take. And that's the thing. We haven't tested him at all. Take care, Wolves. John, that's how bad it is if we are that we are. And I know what you mean. I know there's very little to take from this weekend. Don't think it would make any difference, Ronald, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't think we'll score again this side of next Christmas. I suppose we drew the second half 0-0. There's no way I'm giving up Boxing Day for this load of shite. Everton have got a point at home to Chelsea. That's over. We'll all do with shooting, Ronald. I don't think Jesus could keep us up. I don't think Viagra could keep us up, I'll tell you. No, John, I still think Cooper was shit. There it is. It's all over. Absolutely 1,000,000% shite. Every Leicester player that's been on that pitch today should hang their head in shame. Do you remember when we got relegated? We lost to Southampton, who finished bottom twice that season. Remind you of anything? Right. We will get Tom in. I can see he's hovering about, hopefully holding his head in shame after his predictions at half time. But we will get everybody in straight after this. If I come back, you might find me hanging from my lampshade.
Hello, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
for all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels.
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
Where's my beer? Oh, that's hard to try.
What can I say? I think Wayne, I can just hear something in the background with Wayne. Tom, what the fuck?
I know, mate. I'm so sorry as well, because ultimately I was holding on to the thinnest veil of the smallest light of hope, and that has firmly been kicked out of us in that last 45 minutes, hasn't it? Very depressing. Yeah, I feel very flat after that. I'll say one thing, and it's very odd. The thing that for some reason keeps coming to me is, and I've worked in work environments like this, it seems to be one or two of the players seem to be really on the cause of doing what's right for Leicester City and trying to push the team forward. And I think the rest of them are there just trying to get a paycheck, and they're dragging the rest of the team down. That's what concerns me. I see players more concerned about their reputations individually beyond Leicester than actually making Leicester better. So that's a concern, Chris.
It is. But look, when you're signing 30 plus something year olds who aren't being offered a contract at their own club, so we go and, well, let's look at AU, for example. And yeah, he's had his moments. He was offered a 2-year contract at Fulham. Was it Fulham or Palace? I can't remember where he was.
Palace.
He wanted a 3-year contract. So we gave him a 3-year contract. Why? At his age? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were in the Championship and we went through a stage where we literally had every OAP ex-Premier League footballer there? I called it then Derby and Jones United.
Yeah, I remember when we had no money to buy any players. So any player that came from a Premier League club like Les Ferdinand on a free transfer was coming in the door. Yeah,
But they
absolutely.
were
I
all
remember
at
that.
the end of their career. They were,
Yeah,
they'd got no hunger. They were
and
there
Josh,
to get the
and Josh,
wages.
and Josh worrying about that, Chris. I still think that team in that year that went down from the Premier League had more fight than this one. And hey, Wayne, hope you're all right, mate.
I've just said the only thing that's going. I mean, I don't think Viagra could keep us up. To be honest, with you. I mean, how fucking shit were we, Wayne?
We were poor, to be honest. As the game developed and started to see how we were playing and they were playing, I mean, they just took the chances very well. And we lacked connectivity from the midfield through to the forwards. And defensively, just basic errors again. Basic errors on quite average chances. They didn't have brilliant chances, I don't think.
But, Wayne, hopefully you managed to see the game and what I suggested worked for you, which is great. There was nothing I saw there that said this is a Premier League team. We couldn't pass, we couldn't tackle, we couldn't get for the second ball, we couldn't defend. You tell me one thing we could do out there.
Oh, I think that's a bit harsh, Chris. I'm joking. Yeah, we didn't. I think that it's just like don't seem to be gelling as a team. I think Samare in spells is really good. I thought Winks improved things and we kept the ball. I mean, to be honest, I was like celebrating that the second half we actually managed a 0-0.
Yes, indeed. Jim, look, if you don't get positives, I'm not going to believe you.
Listen, I subscribe to Tom's positivity. However, I had my blue shirt on the whole match. I just went into my closet and found a black one because I feel like we're in mourning. This is
me and you on the same page here, Jim. Same page. 45 minutes, mate.
Can I just say, Jim,
listen,
if you wore your crap,
this is a 9 a.m. match. Go ahead.
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to talk over you. Time difference. But look, if this was a funeral and you're wearing black, so I get what you said. But if this was a funeral, the bloody stiff would have more fight in them than those 11 players that are on the pitch today. Let's be honest.
Jesus.
Was there anything there that anybody saw? And I'll open it up. Throw something at me that you could come and say, we did that well today.
They got a few free beers at the stadium, I heard.
Yeah. Can I tell you one thing that did come out good from today? That Manchester United lost 3-0 at home to Bournemouth, so that will probably be the big headlines rather than us. But let me take you through the table as it stands. Look, Southampton got a point today. They held Fulham away from home. I just think, what is the point, let alone getting a point? Right, Southampton, 20th with 6, minus 25. Ipswich, 19th, 12 with minus 16. Wolves, 18th with 12 points, minus 13. Leicester City, 14th with in 17th with minus 16. And then Palace and Everton both on 16. West Ham, I think, pretty much are going to be out of it now, to be honest with you. They seem to be picking up odd points here. Tom, they say you need 3 teams to be worse than you to stay up. There's nobody worse than us in this league at the moment.
I think that is the weight of what we're feeling right now as a group in this situation with the chat as well, because like me and Jim were saying at half time, 45 minutes we still got a bit of a rare light, but after that 45 minutes the rare light was completely extinguished. Well, I mean, exactly. I mean, it was kind of, premeditated with Danny Ward's name being on the team sheet, perhaps. But this wasn't Danny Ward's fault individually today. This is a part of a collective problem. And it's ironic, Chris, you brought up the Manchester United result, because they're in exactly the same spot we're in right now, where you're kind of looking like, who's here for the right reasons? Who's here for a paycheck? Who's going to be the one, who's going to go at the end of the season right, I'm not going to play in a championship with Leicester go down, so I'm getting a transfer. But who's the person that thinks they're Premier League quality but wasn't putting the work in? We've got a few of those in there. And the only blessing we perhaps have, going back to your previous question, is that there's a January transfer window and hopefully some budget available. Otherwise, we are completely boned right now because we are the worst.
Present. Well, Chris, the thing we did enjoy was your commentary. Thank you for that. Can I just say, if anybody got £1 for every time I swore, then you'd probably be able to retire, because I have never felt so negative. And look, I know you can't polish a turd, but I want to ask you this. We'll go to Jim for this one. John says here, good question. Was Cooper hard done by? Seems looking at it, it's the team that's not good enough, not the managers.
I still think, and you know me, and Tom and Wayne, you got all three positivity guys here. I think that it was a step up with the manager, okay? I do still think we have a championship level team. What we're looking at right now is not a Premier League team. And we knew that. If we were admitting to ourselves, we knew that at the beginning of the season. I watched some of the teams that I think are less than us as far as we should beat, but they got Premier League talent. So we are bad. We are everything you said. And you had some choice words today, Chris, I will say. But we're not at the level of a Premier League team right now. Now, we got excited. We got excited with that win and with that draw. With Rude, got a little bit of eye awakening with the Newcastle match, but we all expected more than what we saw today. We were just shite. I mean, from the get-go. And I think it's the level of caliber of the players we have.
Tell you what, Wade, not a good day to give up drinking, is it?
It isn't. To be honest, if I wasn't recovering from a cold, I'd be on the mess, I think.
Whiskey, mate, whiskey.
Listen, our match started at 9 a.m. I was drinking at half. That's what tells you.
What is in that? What is in that, Jim?
Rum, Captain Morgan rum, and Diet Coke.
Ooh.
I was going to say it had to be rum and coke being from Florida, mate. I was like, he's going to say it's 9 a.m. and Leicester had driven me by 11 o'clock to rum and coke. I miss it, man.
That says it all. But look, Wayne, if Jim has worn black for the funeral, you've worn white because you've put the surrender flag up, haven't you?
Yeah, well, like Jim, I nearly put my Foxes Never Quit Community Shield commemorative T-shirt. Anyway, so but I took it off and put this on. Yeah, it is really worrying. Like Jim said, you had the euphoria of Rude taking over, to great results. I mean, Newcastle, they were going to start playing very well, and they started playing. And the son-in-law and grandson, they're buzzing at the minute because they are really on fire. Isak's got his mojo back. But this team, I mean, I think at the end of the first half, you said, Wolves were better in every department. But I think Wolves really did look bang average, to be honest. Just how they scored the goals were just almost like watching sort of 13-year-old kids defend. Yeah.
But you say that, Wayne, let me stick with you for this. You say they were bang average. Well, then we must have made them look like primetime Argentina.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the way the goals are scored, the positions that their moves started off. I mean, one was right out near the throwing line and there was no danger. A couple of touches and poor defending, and they've got a goal from a tight angle. They didn't super play through us to get those goals and play brilliant wing plays, just really basic defending errors by Cody and others that it costs you at this level. That play like that, and you let in 3 goals that could be avoided.
Tom, I've said some of our players think they are primetime Messi, when in fact they're actually just a full-time mess.
Yeah, it's
See what I did there? See what I did?
I think it was good, mate. It was good. You got any more to add to that? Add a few more.
No. That for me
try to make us feel better.
I mean,
no. I was going to say no. I get what you're saying here, and it relates back to the point I was saying a little bit, doesn't it? It's difficult to understand why sometimes it's not clicking, but it's funny life, isn't it? Because sometimes you can have the best football players all put together on the same team, but it won't click. You can also have a mixture of the two, and it will click. The Leicester City team that won the Premier League, for some reason, every element of that team clicked perfectly, and on that year, on that time of the history, for everyone else that wasn't the case, and it really played into our hands. I just really look at this team now and I just do not see a way to connect them. So I think we have to disconnect them in January, and I think we need to improve and we need to bring in personalities. I don't really worry too much about the quality to a degree. Yes, we want to have Premier League quality. I'm more concerned at the moment about the desire to actually play for Leicester City and the desire to win football matches for Leicester City. That's what I want to see more of.
I am going to bring Kate in, so bear with me, guys. I don't know why that isn't working. Hang on 1 second, Kate. No, hang on. There she is.
Hello.
Hello. What a load of fucking shit that was.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely in a nutshell there. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. I don't even know what to make of that first half. Goodness me, that was an absolute shambles. Yeah.
Second half wasn't much better, was it?
No. Get a clean sheet though, Chris. Come on, every cloud.
You remember, or you're probably too young, but when Jock Wallace was manager, he actually proposed that the rules be changed so that you got points for the first half and points for the second half.
I'd be all in favour of that right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I said before that we need 3 teams to be shitter than us in the league.
Yeah.
There is not 3 teams shitter than that in the league. Southampton got a point today.
Oh, did they?
Yes, they got a point today. Everton held Chelsea today.
Yeah, I saw that.
We couldn't hold our own bloody dicks, I tell you, with that bad.
No, to be fair, that's very true. But
you can tell I'm impressed, can't you?
Yeah, I think. Well, it was a bit odd to begin with, like before the games, not seeing Buona. Don't really understand that choice. The Danny Ward thing, it is what it is. I don't know why Everson isn't being picked, but Rude's not the first person to do that. So you're going into it without arguably your best player of the season, and then also with a keeper that isn't doing so well. But I wasn't really understanding and appreciative of all the boos going towards Danny Ward when he touched the ball or anything else. I don't think he didn't ask to be picked today. I don't think it helps at all, and it was cringeworthy for me that. And I'm not seeing all the goals over again, but I don't think all of them were his fault.
I mean,
there's an element of he could have done better, but then he didn't get himself into the positions that ended up conceding the goals.
One of them was a 1,100% down to James Justin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doing his best dancing on ice impersonation. You could argue with the other 2. He dived for them. He got his hand to one. I mean, you get your hand to a ball. It's I don't know. I again, I've got to say, you need 10 players in front of you that are going to give you some sort of backup. And
absolutely. Yeah, like people are all saying they need a keeper to make the defence feel confident, but a keeper needs the defence to make him feel confident. Like it works a two-way street. It's not that he didn't play a part. I don't think he didn't play a part, but everybody played a part. He's not to be made a scapegoat of, and I certainly don't agree with applauding sarcastically when he held onto the ball at one point. Like how is that helping your team?
Yeah. No.
But aside from that, it was an absolute disgrace. I don't know what JJ was doing. It was so lacklustre. Vardy was the only one who looked like he gave a shit. Buona not 84 minutes. Explain that one to me.
It was just ridiculous. On the commentary that he wasn't fully fit. Well, if he's not fully fit, why stick him on the bench? And why? I'm going to have to say this to you. because I'm like that. I want to, but I just want to go through. And I'm not going to say ruled out at the moment, but Vestergaard off the phase. What did that offer us? Absolutely nothing. Justin came off for Chowdhury. Justin had to come off. He was again having an awful game. But look, he's not a right back, but he's having to play there. Skip off for Winks. I get that, but I don't think Skip's did anything particularly wrong. Canoose off for Decay. Why did we not have, we've got Daka on the bench. Why do we not have more strikers on? We're 3-0 down. The game's lost. You're bringing on defensive players. Winks, Chowdhury, Faze. The 3 of our 4 substitutions up to the 16-minute mark were all defensive-minded players.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Preaching to the converted. I don't know why we didn't try Daka. And then as time went on, at 80 minutes when that ticked over, I thought, well, it's time to bring Vardy off because you don't want him getting injured. And then when he actually went down, I thought, oh my God, he's got injured. After all that, he's going to get injured. But yeah, I'm completely in agreement. I don't know why I didn't bring Vanna on a half time. I don't know why I didn't think of Daka. I just throw the kitchen sink at it a little bit because Wolves didn't look great. Like, defensively, they didn't look great. We just didn't threaten. It was so impotent again. It was just basically like part 2 of what happened last weekend, wasn't it?
No disrespect to Wolves. They deserved the win. Well done to them. We can say it was maybe new manager bounce, but they didn't have much. They can only play what they were up against, and they were up against a load of netball players, weren't they, really?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it was just bog average, apathetic, lackluster. Yeah, a team that they're in a rut, and I don't want to slag them too much because they're my team. I love them, and I don't think they would ever want to put out a performance like that. They'll be more disappointed than the fans for sure.
But how often do we say, well, they're disappointed again? They're disappointed again. They're disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes on and on and on, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And if you know the magic pill, and we'd all take it to make it better. But Rude's got his work cut out. Won't go anywhere near saying that, slagging Rude off. He's been here just over 2 weeks. So I just hope he understands how much work he's got to do and how important this window is. Top was there today at the ground.
Yeah.
So, he
close up of Top. He looked absolutely pissed off, shaking his head.
Did he? So just poor, just really, really poor. And I still think we've got enough to stay up, but the boys are so low in confidence. Like, JJ's had a terrible season, both in terms of some of his performances, not all. I won't hold him accountable for everything because he's not been helped out, but he's just exasperated. But what are we going to do? We've got no one else.
Exactly. That's the problem. We need a right back in the January transfer window. Do you pass the chemist between there and your car, by the way?
No.
Oh, damn. I'm going to say, if you do, pop in for some Viagra and send it to the boys. Right, I need your performance rating.
Performance rating is 2.
2? Oh, you broke up a little bit.
Yeah,
there. 2.
Oh, sorry, 2 out of 10.
That's very generous of you. That's more than I've given them.
Probably 1 point for turning up each half.
Yeah. And no, they didn't turn up in the first half. That was the problem. And
It's got to be Vardy. That's the only one I felt who tried to push it, even till the bitter end. That guy was trying to rustle feathers and.
But he wasn't going to score. If he was playing till Christmas Day, he wouldn't score.
Yeah, so isolated. Like, he got in some decent positions, or he picked up the ball in a good area. There was no one within 15 yards of him.
And
it needs to be sorted out.
His control was awful.
But yeah, best of a bad bunch.
Not a problem. Kate, look, have an absolutely fantastic Christmas.
Yes, and you, and all the guys as well.
I felt sorry for the little lad that was holding up a sign that said, "Dear Santa, can I please have 3 points for Christmas?" And he'd actually crossed it out. He got his pen with him, he crossed it out and put 1.
I thought you were going to say he crossed it out and put refund.
Yeah. They deserve it. Kate, have a great Christmas and
You too. And you. See you next year.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Right, let me bring the lads back in. Why isn't Jim popping in? Maybe I need to.
I'm here.
There we go.
There
He
we
doesn't
are.
how he moved. You were on top of Kate. That was the problem.
Okay, Chris. Hey, before
Yeah,
you
he's a
get
married man, mate.
before you get us started, can I follow up on a point that Tom made right before we visited with Kate?
By all means, by all means.
So I think we all know, Tom said it best, that you can have a team of excellent players that don't play well together, or you can have a team of less talented players that play together as a team with continuity. One of the takeaways from this match, I felt with the mixed lineup we've had the last couple of matches, I saw some times where the players didn't know where their teammates were. They'd pass a ball and the player wasn't there, or the player would be there and they wouldn't pass it. I think talking back to the championship team, that team wasn't as talented, but they knew where everybody was the whole match. They knew where to play them. They knew if they played a ball, they would be there. And they certainly won. And I think with this team, we just haven't had the continuity. We also haven't had the passion and fire. There was one spot in the game where we lost the ball. I forget who it was, one of the younger players. And they weren't even pissed. They just turned around and walked away. You didn't have that with the championship team. You didn't have that. We need, like Tom said, those players who want to be here and who are pissed if they lose a ball. Almost like Vardy, when he has his edge on, we need 11 to have their edge on. That's what's going to make up this gap. Otherwise, whew. So
yeah. Jordan Blackwell apparently has given Ward 2. Well, to be honest with you, and I'm sorry, Brad, but I'm going to disagree with you. Completely disagree with Kate. The defence looks to the keeper for guidance and leadership, while the likes of JJ were just as bad. Ward shows no command of that area. It's funny you say that, though, Brad, but at one point he actually yelled and came running out for it and got Justin off not to leave the ball so he could pick it up. It's 6 of one and half dozen of the other. You could put, like I've said many times this season, stick Schmeichel, Chilton and Banks, all 3 of them at the same time behind that defence, we would still be shit. I'm sorry. The goal is bad, but that was the defence as much as the as much as anything these days. Kate has given 2 for the performance, Jim. Let's go around the thing. What are you going to give for the performance?
I would say 2's about right. First of all, they get 1 because they showed up. And yeah, not much more. Not much more.
Wayne?
I was going to say 1, to be honest.
No, if that's what you want to give them 1.
That is the worst because Wolves had lost the last 4 games. And Kate did say this is a game with the 2 worst defensive record teams in the Premiership. But yeah, 1.
Tom?
2, and they get an extra point for me for the first 20 minutes where the shape was okay. They weren't really doing a lot, but they looked relatively composed. And after that one mistake, and it all went down the waterfall.
Well, I'm not being as generous as any of you because I'm giving them a big fat 0.
Oh,
I think it was. No, you show me something that even that first 20 minutes.
We have seen worse Leicester performances.
Sorry?
I think we have seen worse Leicester performances.
Oh, yeah, and
I get the emotion, mate. I get the emotion, yeah.
I'm going on that performance there. Even in that first 20 minutes, Tom, we did nothing with it.
No, I mean, I felt we looked better. We looked organised better than under Cooper, but I agree with you. As soon as we made one mistake, the whole lot fell down, which goes back to what Jim was saying about confidence as well. I get the impression, just from seeing Rude on the touchline as well, he's training the players to tell them exactly how he wants to play, because Sumari is looking better because his game's been simplified. The problem is that they're lacking confidence, so they're losing their balls at the point where they got to make that pass. They're losing.
You're presuming that they had balls in the first place, because there wasn't any of those players I saw today that had a pair of balls between them.
Absolutely, mate, and I completely agree. But I think we can all say we've been there. We've had ourselves kicked in the arse 3 or 4 times in a row with some events, and then before you know it, you're questioning more than what you probably should. It's life, but that's not to give them an out. That is to hopefully try and provide a bit more context and understanding emotionally to what could be going on. But it's something that needs to be mentioned and thought about, because if you don't, it's ignored. You end up like Man United for 4 years with no one giving a crap.
Wayne, 9-0 against Liverpool, isn't it?
Oh dear, yeah, it is worrying, to be honest. I think what Jim said, you know, there's still is a lot of changes around in the squad. You know, Buonanotte not playing, you know, Faz not getting a game. We've got a lot of changes, which I don't think is useful for the team, in a team especially that's low on confidence. Because as Tom said, sometimes you look. You know, I used to play centre midfield, and when you play centre midfield, you get the ball, you look up to see who's available, and sometimes Sumari was running around the whole pitch, sometimes taking the ball with him, because he just wanted to pass the ball off to somebody. But I think the gaps in midfield, they were too big, and that is down to sort of attitude, running into space, which, you know, the players, they're training that all week. You see them, they're playing little groups, one-touch ball, you know, and the professional people. So it does seem like it is confidence, you know, confidence. Yeah.
Jim, 1.06 was the XG for Wolves, and yet they got 3 goals. I mean, apparently we had 9 shots. Shots at what? Maybe we had 9 shots of vodka and Red Bull. I don't know. Apparently 5 of those were on target. I must have fallen asleep when that happened, because I don't think I saw any shot on target. Vardy, I'm sorry, you know, got to love the guy to bits, but he was fucking useless today, wasn't he?
Tough call. I listened to your watch along, and I know you were hard on him all match long. There were some times when maybe he didn't have the touch that he had in the past. I still think, Tom said it, he still was one that was trying. It just wasn't happening. Like we've said before on these post matches, he's got to get the ball. And we weren't getting the ball to him. We weren't making good passes in the final third. And it comes back to the confidence of the players to feed him the ball. You know, was he classic Vardy on point? Maybe not, but my God, that's why I said to you, I chimed in at half. I wouldn't take him off the pitch if you need 3 goals. We needed 3 to tie. I wanted to see more strikers, and Vardy is the leader of our strikers. So I didn't think he was god awful, but I don't think the team was good either.
No. Well, let me say this to you then, Jim. When you've got your main striker is 38, or he's very nearly 38. Don't know if he's crossed over. I doubt it, because I haven't seen my timeline flooded with birthday messages for him. So I think he's still 37 and 11 months. You can't just stick him up front and expect him to do anything. You know, Tony Cottee, that we used with us when we had Tony Cottee.
I know the name. I know the name from following the history of the club, but no.
Well, let me then, if you don't mind, let me go down to Tom, because I know he's old. Do you remember that, Tom?
Remember Tony Cottee? Yeah, of course I do. Yeah.
For Leicester.
Yeah.
And Wayne, you listen to this, because I'll come to you for the same question afterwards. When we signed Tony Cottee, he was getting on a little bit, and he had a certain Emile Heskey to do all the running for him. And all Tony Cottee had to do, as he said, and he admitted this, he said, I didn't have to do the running. I just had to make sure I was in the position that when Emile Heskey had done all the running, who was like 20, and got the ball in, I was on the end of it. How often have we seen Jamie Vardy with that ball in the corner when he should be in the box? Do we really seriously not need two up front now if we're going to play Jamie Vardy?
I think personally, and I've said this a few times, I think a 4-4-2 counter-attack would serve us best for the facilities and players we have at the moment. It's not an attractive way to play football, but bear in mind we've got more slower defenders who are our better defenders for intelligence. Having a deeper line and breaking out quick would serve us better because Vardy has still got that pace. It's not as if he's lost it. So yeah, I do agree with you on that we should probably consider it. But if not, ultimately, ironically, with formations, they're not the be all and end all because these players can move and drift and then someone else covers, which means you're playing a 4-5-1, but it's going to be a 4-4-2 at certain points anyway. So I agree with you. You mentioned Tony Cottee. I think the same would have gone for Steve Claridge. When Claridge came in, Heskey was just coming in as well. We had a bit of pace and he picked up a lot of goals because he wasn't the quickest either. So I agree with you. It is an interesting theory of how are we going to get the best out of what we got. But also there is that realization today, I think, Chris, of what we've all been talking about, of that what we've got at our best right now, trusting in Ruud and his vision, is concerningly probably not going to be good enough without a transfer window and a bit of fortune.
Wayne, one of the best seasons we had recently was when we had Iheanacho and Vardy on together. In fact, Vardy turned provider and Iheanacho was our top goal scorer this week. You can't rely on a 38... I'm sorry, but you cannot rely on a 38-year-old playing up front on his own. It's just fucking stupid, isn't it?
I think it is. You got the modern thing of, fans go about, we need a boxing midfield or, you play one up front. But I do think you can play two up front. I think you're best to have a team that works very hard, skillful and can connect and pass the ball, no matter what system it is, than have a system where people are disconnected, lack of confidence, because team spirit is a massive thing, as we all know through the years. Like Lineker, you had to get the ball in the box to him. He could never dribble through three people. Vardy has in football intelligence in bucket loads. And I do think, he was unlucky with his chance against the keeper. It just caught, was it his shoulder? Just caught. And he was a bit sleepy on the second chance where he had to swivel and try and get the shot away. So I do think he had chances and he probably could have scored a couple of goals.
Sleepy. Rapunzel was less sleepy than that.
He wasn't sleepy as Mavididi. Yeah, but Mavididi was even more sleepy for that quick skip free.
I won't argue with that. Right, let us go on to man of the match. Kate went for Vardy. Jim?
I think the man of the match would be every man and woman and child that stayed that whole match at the KP. I didn't see anybody on the pitch that deserved it, but I saw loads of fans leaving at 79-minute mark. But I give credit to whoever stayed. They're true fans because it looked cold as hell there. So on the pitch, I can't name one, but I'll give it to the fans that stayed.
Okay, so basically with players, then you are going for no one.
Yep.
Yeah. Wayne?
I agree with Kate. Vardy. I think if he does get more service, you can't expect strikers to score every chance they get. And he was very close on a couple of those, got blocked on the line. So, Vardy, I'd say, for his attitude as well.
Well, I was going to say, Chris, I'm glad you referenced the little boy in the stands with the sign who had, all I want for Christmas is 3 points, and he crossed it down to 1. Because most children would have, can I have your shirt, please? I'll give him the man of the match because I thought that was honestly, it really cheered me up to see a nice young man like that who had his priorities in the right place. It was like, I don't need anything from me. I just need my football club to have 3 points. But seriously going to play it.
But seriously, so again, no player is what we're saying.
I don't think there's anyone. I think Vardy, Christensen, Sumari all tried. The rest of them, fart noises. Bad
are you going for one of them, or are you going for no one?
I'm going to go for no one.
Well, you guys have taken the wind out of my sails because I was going to go for no one as well. So, not one person, and I can't say I can understand why you guys went for Vardy, Kate and Jim, but and I've not got Alan's official ratings through yet, but I am actually going to overrule him this week, and I am going to put it as 0 and no 1. And I hope they see it. I really do hope they see it, because they should. I mean, they were booed at the end, so I'm pretty much guessing they know how we feel. It's embarrassing. I would sooner have Pixie Frostbite, Zippy Sugar Balls, or Sugar Bells, I should say, and Jingle Glitter Balls out on that pitch than any of the players today. Oh, you thought I'd forgotten? No. Just quickly looking through, guys. Jim, let me come this to you. This is the headline from the Leicester Mercury, Jordan Blackwell. Leicester City player work ratings versus Wolves as Ward calamity costly in disastrous defeat.
Now, I don't think he was watching the same match that we were and that we talked about. It certainly wasn't on Ward. You guys said it earlier. JJ, that huge mistake. And then the other two, Mads may have stopped them, but I wouldn't throw this on Ward. Kate said it too. He didn't choose himself for the starting lineup. No, it wasn't on Ward.
It's funny because I was going to mention that before we got to this. Kate agreed with that, and and like what you were saying, like the fans that were booing him. Hopefully, it was Wolves fans. Like I understand, I'm not his biggest fan either, but I wouldn't be booing him in the stadium. Just going to throw that out there.
No, I would never boo. And I came down to remember when Leicester beat Bournemouth in the FA Cup last season?
Yeah, Fatou scored.
Yeah, and I was in the end where they have it down the side, but because it was the FA Cup, they had to give us more tickets. And I was behind the goal. 2/3 of that stand were Bournemouth, and then there was just Leicester fans. Every time, and I can't remember who it was, their striker got onto the ball, they were booing him. And guess what? He never scored. I cannot stand. I mean, I have nothing against booing because you pay your money, you're entitled to vent your frustration. But only at half time and only at full time.
Ultimately, we've all got family meals we're going to be going to in the next couple of days, and I'm pretty sure we've all got an uncle there we don't particularly like, but he's part of the family, and you've got to put up with him. Danny Ward is that right now, so let's be nice to him. For goodness' sake, goes in a few drinks, and he might kick off.
While the players, sorry, a bit slow there. While the players are on the pitch playing, I think we've got to give them all our support, and I think that's I'm not Ward's biggest fan. I was when he got the chance. I think he deserved the chance, but he wasn't good enough. But we as Leicester fans, Wayne, we've got to hate somebody. And I've said this so many times, whether it's Chilwell, Thomas, we've always got to hate onto a player. Otherwise, we're not happy.
Yeah, it's a modern thing. It's like when you go on Twitter sometimes you're thinking, my God, some of the comments. I think it's got to be from Leicester fans because Ward was over that side and the away fans are right in the corner on the opposite side of the ground. So when it happened, I thought, oh, that's terrible. If that's our fans, and it sounded like it was from our fans. Yeah, so that sort of thing. I mean, you got a goalkeeper who's under the most pressure in the team because everything he does is under a microscope, and you're booing your own player. That is... I don't know whether it's certain age element to the fans. Certainly all my customers that I speak to that go down regular, none of them will be booing the goalkeeper. No.
Like I said, I have absolutely, if people boo at the end, they're entitled to do that. Once that final whistle's gone, I have nothing, we should vent our frustrations. We have, after all, most people have paid £40 plus on the rest for the ticket. They have every right to boo, but not during the game, certainly not. Jim, I mean, do you remember when we got relegated? We lost twice to Southampton, who were the worst team in the division. We know they were the worst team because they finished bottom. I was totally, and you probably heard me say it during the watch long, I was totally embarrassed. Wolves fans in the relegation zone going ole, ole, ole to every pass they made round a Leicester player. That, if that did not make the Leicester players hang their head in shame, what will?
Well, I think what it should have made them pissed off. It should have had them fired up. Granted, you'll hear a lot of the players that say, I don't pay attention to the fans. Well, half of that's bullshit. They hear it. They know what's out there, but they know their play was awful. And they, I think the Wolves fans had the right. They were the better team. And whether you're booing a player or you're booing the whole game, they, as the team that was playing better, had the right to do that. But
yeah, totally. I totally agree with that. And like I said, despite all of this, I'm not taking away the fact that Wolves were the better team. Wolves deserved to win, right? I'm not taking that away from Wolves at all. But what I'm saying, though, I mean, I can remember being at Southampton 9-0, and we were olaying virtually the whole second half. I don't say that they shouldn't be doing that, but what I'm saying is Leicester players, when you're getting olayed by a team in the bottom three, that should make you think, shit. You should make them pull the socks up, but they didn't, did they?
No, and I could see them being disappointed and hanging their heads afterwards. But when it's happening, they got to be fired up. That's got to be. You'll hear players. I mean, Vardy's one of them that gets fired up by the opposing fans. It fuels him. And like we said earlier on this call, this team has got to get that fire in their belly. They have got to know that it's not okay to just go out there and do. They've got to have that extra effort, because that's the only way they're going to pull themselves up and stay safe.
Right, let me just quickly run through these and give me your thoughts on these. But I'm going to go through a couple of Jordan's ratings here, just see what you think. Can I just say the person with the most points that he gave today, the highest score, and therefore must have been his man of the match, was 2. What did he give? Yeah. El Canoose got 6, and Harry Winks got 6. Any of you guys think that either of them deserved a 6?
I think Winks showed his quality.
I'll take that as a no.
I think the deafening silence gives away that one, doesn't it?
I
don't think so. No.
I think Winks showed his quality on the ball. He did try and thread balls through, get things moving from midfield. But El Canoose, he did play that. Did he play the ball through to Vardy for his first chance?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But a lot of his other passes were. That's where your selection of what pass to make at that time when you're in midfield. And El Canoose was trying to punch passes through too long, passing to the opposition. He just struggled today, really.
I was going to say, do you guys ironically think we need to be a bit more direct? I think there was times in the game we were stood on the ball too much and we weren't actually getting on with it. And it was like the amount of times Decordova-Reid had his foot on the ball doing little backflips to try and create a tiny bit of space. I'm like, mate, it's the 77th minute. Just play a ball in. If we lose it, just go and try and win it back. But try and play more direct and more forward. I felt they were fapping. I don't know about you guys, but...
You're not allowed to do that these days, are you?
Well, I don't care. We've won a Premier League.
Play 2 up front, are you?
Well, we don't do things for what everyone else expects of us, mate. We do what we want to do for us because we're Leicester City.
Yeah, but we can't. We've all got to stick to this Pep super plan, haven't we?
Just go so well for
nines Pep. and false boobs or whatever. You know what I mean? We don't. We can't do that. Danny Ward, everybody. So poor. The first and third goals went through him, while the second was a calamity of errors in communication and awareness. But being booed by his own fans can't have been helpful, and he's given him a 2.
Well, you know what about that? And I know we're piling on Danny Ward, or we aren't, but certainly I think what the Leicester fan group is forgetting is this whole season, Mads had to make extraordinary saves, match after match after match. And we're looking at him like he is what did Wayne say, the Messiah during the during the watch-along. Like, he is there. What they're forgetting is if he didn't make those saves, we would be peppered. So we have Ward in there. He's not as athletic, not as quick as Mads, and getting the same attack at him. So I think what I'm getting at is we've been getting peppered all year long. It's just Mads is such a good keeper that we're piling on Ward when he's an average keeper.
I'm sure the fans would say he's not, certainly about Danny Ward, he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
Chris, what was that stat about us versus Ipswich against a team? That Ipswich had conceded half the amount of shots on goal that we did. And that completely backs up what was said about Mads there. In some ways, Mads has covered up a lot of our problems for a long time.
I think so, yes. And you can't keep doing that forever and ever and ever. Well, as has been proved. He gave James just shout out if you disagree with any of these. James Justin, he gave a 3. Connor Cody a 5. Vestergaard a 4. Christensen a 4. Sumare a 5. Skip a 4. Ayew a 3. Elkanous, as we said, a 6. Mavadidi a 5. Vardy a 5. Phase 4. Wink 6. Hamza 5. Dovakova Reed 4, and obviously Buenete wasn't on long enough. I think he's been particularly generous with some of those, Wayne.
Yeah, I think he is. JJ, like Kay says, he's a shadow of his former self. I know, like when Ricky P came back, those cruciate ligaments, will they ever get the speed back? But I do think Maresca kind of a bit ruined JJ. He played in the system, he used to run forward, turn back and recycle it. And I think with that and his confidence now, but he was on the verge of playing for England, and he was so, you look at him a couple of years ago, he was a fantastic player. So that's Rue's problem. Rue's problem is, can I get these players connecting as a team, get the confidence up? And that is, for all the people that are saying Cooper out, it's really interesting now, because this is the real test, and see whether Rue can wave his magic wand.
Well, indeed, but for me, Cooper had to go anyway, because this, let's be honest with you, this is Cooper's team. And I don't mean the fact that he bought some of the players through, but he bought, the majority, all the new signings were him, right? Elkanous, Ayew, Edward, Dukharova Reed, Okoli. They're all players that he sanctioned or he wanted. Like I said before, you can't polish a turd. And Cooper had to go, but I think we've got to wait and give. And I'm not blaming Rude for this. I think we've got to wait until January, see what he does. But what you were saying about James Justin there, and I'll come to you, Tom, is, do you remember, as I've said this before, Daka against Plymouth last year? When he was taken off, he looked like he was about to burst into tears. He had the weight of the world on his shoulders. Sometimes a player needs to be taken out and given a rest. Let's not forget that happened with Pickford at Everton when he was England keeper. He was dropped for his club because he wasn't, having a good time. If we drop James Justin, though, who the hell do we put in there? And you could then say, well, that's the previous management's fault for not having cover in that position.
Yeah, and that is entirely the problem. You've nailed it there. The problem is that he needs a bit of a break or a rest or some time away from actually playing playing in the first 11 all the time when he's in a bad run of form, and there's no one there to give him that breather, because then it gives you some time on the training pitch to work on what is going on. I still look back to Brendan Rodgers a lot with this, because ultimately when Brendan was here, it was very apparent for a year before he went that there was big problems starting to form, and a lot of the players had individually regressed under him. Under Rodgers, he became an England player and then went completely the opposite way towards the end. It was almost like the rug got pulled out from under his feet. And since then, they've had different styles of managers telling them different things. We've had an Enzo, we've had a Cooper, we now got a Rude. Their heads must be all over the place, plus their confidence must be shot. And you're entirely right. The lack of squad depth is catching us out, and that's why we are where we are. Ultimately, life will show you where you are and why you're there. And we're seeing now why we're here. We know what we've got to do to fix it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Rude is going to be that man to do it, because there might even be one or two questions now from some fans. You know, like we're saying, not for me, not for you, not for any of us, I'm sure. But this is a fickle world nowadays, and it's very much TikTok, McDonald's, fast food, instant culture. So I don't know, but I hope we can identify now what we need to do to go forward. That's the most important thing, guys.
I'll come back to that point, and don't let me forget. But Jim, do we consider changing formation and maybe just going 3 at the back, just to give James James Justin that break?
Well, I think Tom said it earlier about counterattacking, and I think you just talked about James Justin now. I think you have to play the formation that fits the players that you have. I mean, that's common sense. But he inherited this group, like you guys just said, and he's got to make the best of what he had. And at the break, the transfer, he's got to go out to say, this piece will fit in the formation I want to play. This piece will fit in this other position I want to play. But right now, I would play to their strengths. I wouldn't put them where, I mean, like we talked about with Ndidi. I mean, he was out of position. JJ's been asked to play out of position. A couple months back, we talked about Vestergaard. I think Brad brought it up. We talked about Vestergaard being at least kind of a solid backline player where you know he's going to be. He's not going to be running off, and he'll be the one, like I said earlier, where you know he'll always be. So I think we need to get a formation that fits the players and they can feel comfortable in it, because unless they get comfortable, they're not going to get confident. And if they don't get confident, they ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. Wayne, this is a results business. And I think a lot of people say, well, the honeymoon period's over with Rude. Look, none of us are blaming you for this. Like I said, he's inherited this. He wasn't, there's no transfer window, so he can't make any changes till January. I think he's got till January. I think by the time the new year comes, we will actually be in the bottom 3 because of our next 2 games. I can't see us. We can't beat Wolves at home. We're not going to beat Liverpool away. And as bad as Man City are, we'll probably make them look like Real Madrid. If Rude will then in January get the players that he wants to get in, and we've all got our own opinions on what they are. I mean, for me, priority is a right back. Other people, the priority will be a striker, etc., etc. Goalkeeper has even been mentioned. So come February, if we're not then performing, does it then become Rude's problem?
Yeah, because ultimately he's the manager. And like I say, he does influence, as Cooper did, who we buy and sell. But we've lost Fatu and Ricky P. And I know Ricky P didn't start the season, but like Albrighton, I think he would have ended up being a regular in the side, and then you can switch JJ over. So you lost 2 real pivotal people. But the encouraging thing with Rude is that I think he will go for younger, quicker, intelligent, like central defenders, for instance, and that's what we need, because you just hope that he probably, you got the side you ideally would like, your top 11, but then in his position he's probably think, well, I've only got 2 or 3 people I can probably bring in, maybe one on loan. Can I get enough quality players to keep us in the Premiership? Yeah.
Guys, look, I think we're going to end it there before any of us start slitting our wrists. I'm going to leave you with one question, though. There is, as you know, on the BBC website, every Tuesday, there's the fans' view. I think it's actually going to be Monday because the deadline is actually in 9 minutes. Thankfully, I wrote mine yesterday. And sent it over. So I think it could actually be tomorrow because you've got Christmas and everything coming in. It might still be Tuesday, I don't know. But we weren't asked to write about the our current thoughts, which we normally do. Our brief this year, and I'm going to ask you to each of these before we go to answer me this question. We'll start with Tom. It's what has your highlight been of 2024?
Oh, well, winning the championship.
That can be, like you say, winning games, winning an award, sacking a manager, signing a player.
Oh, I see. No, yeah. I mean, winning the championship for me, Chris, because it wasn't as cut and dry as it looked. I mean, so we did do that this year. So for me, winning the championship, I mean, I'm going to forget about any Premier League stuff so far and just go back to the good old days where they were stood in Leicester City Centre waving the trophy over the balcony and Vardy was dropping F-bombs about John Rudkin. Happy memories.
It seems so long ago.
It was this year. It was this year.
Yeah. Wayne?
Yeah, same as Tom, really. I mean, to win it having nearly sort of slipped on that big banana skin and getting chased down, and then Lee's not been able to handle the pressure. That was it, really. Yeah, winning the championship, positive, and we've still got opportunities this year.
Jim?
I agree with the fellas. I mean, certainly winning a championship the way we did, I mean, almost wire to wire. Granted, like Wayne said, at the end it was a little sketchy, but that was a positive for the city, the fan base. It had us looking forward to the Premier League season. And unfortunately, it's been a roller coaster ride so far with some highs, with some lows. But let's just hope in the new year there's more highs than lows.
Scott says retaining Mads Manson. Good point. Can I just say, and I can't tell you what it is because part of the agreement with the BBC is that what we do is, well, you wouldn't want to read it if I gave you my answer, but all I will say is mine is not that.
And I thought it wasn't from your face as you were sort of watching us answer. It was kind of like, oh, I've got a completely different angle from everyone else here. I think I know what you've done, but I'm not going to throw you under a bus, mate.
Stay online afterwards and you can tell me.
Yeah, I will. I'll tell you. I think I know what it is.
I'd love to know what it is, but I can't say obviously while we are live, but it's not that. Very last thing now, a good point that Scott has just made, and I promise you this is the last one because I'm starving and I need to go and get a takeaway. A quick yes or no. Should we be, start with Jim this time, should we be blooding the youngsters?
If they have that fire and desire, that will show the other ones that they need to get it, even though they're maybe think they're set in their position. But right now, I mean, you have two matches, like you said, that we don't expect to win. I mean, who knows? Something could happen, but I mean, get them in there, but don't sacrifice the season to do it. But if they got the fire and the desire, sure.
Wayne, remember when we put the youngsters out against Watford in the FA Cup and we beat them 3 or 4-0 or something, and then the main players came back, the big players came back the next round, and we lost to Forest.
Yeah.
They can't have less fire than, I mean, they say don't piss on me fire. This lot have been pissed on because they're all out of fire, aren't they? So would you not bring the youngsters in?
Yeah, I think you have to be careful with the youngsters, really. I mean, like I said, what was that young guy they nearly brought on at Newcastle? But we were getting thumped and thought, no, better not bring him on. I mean, youngsters, if they've got the confidence at that age, they've got the confidence. And you just, give them a chance. But Rude's got to move the chess pieces around and just...
Yeah.
Rude's got the magic. Come on, Rude, give it to us.
I was going to say,
in the song then, Wayne. Look, I've often said Wayne Rooney wouldn't have even started breaking through yet if he'd been at Leicester, let alone playing in the Premier League at 16. Golding, Alves,
Cartwright,
yeah.
Cartwright, that's it. I couldn't think of his name then. I mean, we're all being told, look, we know what, if we're not going to bring them through, can we not sell the training ground and let's go back to Beaver Drive? Because it's a fucking waste of money, that, isn't it?
I think the boys nailed it pretty well. I think as questions go, it's not the biggest question we need to answer right now. The biggest question is, what does this football club need to do to stay in the Premier League? That is the one and only question we have to ask.
Players that show desire, and none of them do, but the youngsters might do that.
Absolutely, and that's what opens up the secondary question. So my answer to that is, if they want to play for Leicester City, if they are willing to put 110% in, and if they're showing rude on the training pitch, they're doing more than certain individuals like maybe Wout Faes. Not going to put anyone else under the bus in particular, perhaps, but there's certain players we're looking at going, are they here for the right reasons? If that player's doing more than that in that position, I don't care if he's going to make a few more mistakes. I like his attitude, so he's going to be in. That's the real way of looking at it, I think. So,
indeed. I will leave you with 11 points, all-time low Derby County got. Southampton are just 5 off matching that, which I think they will do. Ipswich, Wolves have both got 12. We've got 14. So at least we're not going to get relegated with the lowest ever number of points. Unless, of course, the Premier League come back and dock us any points.
Oh, Chris.
Ho, ho, ho. Happy Christmas.
Christmas bar humbug.
Gosh.
The accounts are going to be in by the end of December, let me tell you. So, where's Nick DeMarco? Get on the phone now. Guys, thank you so very much. I wasn't going to do today, but I did.
Thank you. Thank you for doing it.
Thank you for joining me very much. Thank you for the other night.
Take care.
And
cheers,
certainly, Zippy Sugar Bells, Pixie Frostbutt, and Jingled Litter Balls. Have an absolutely amazing Christmas and a very, very...
The famous tissues that you gave me a nice shout out for to start the episode, my friend. They're still here. Today they were used for my eyes. Just gonna say that.
Yes. Tissues near to a computer. I'm just leaving you with that. I will leave you with that thought.
It's actually not my house, actually. I'm house sitting for someone else.
All right. But we know they're your tissues.
I think Brad needed those tissues with his name you gave him.
Yeah. Well, that's what we did that. That was actually when Tom showed them, and I was obviously having to watch 7 people. I didn't see him do that till I watched.
That's what started this. Was my silent comedy in the background.
Guys, have a great Christmas and great New Year. Definitely not doing Liverpool, and I don't think I can be asked to do Manchester City. Why should I turn up when the 11 players on the pitch don't? Thank you very much. All the best. Thanks for this year, and have a very, very Merry Christmas and healthy New Year.
Cheers,
Take care, guys.
Fellas.
See you backstage.
See ya.
Thanks very much to the guys. That is it. If you want to know what we're talking about with Winky Jizzy Hands and Frostbutts and Silver Bells and McFluffs and Bushy Evergreens, I might just put that up on its own. That would be a good idea. Have a great Christmas, everybody. Look, the way we're playing, just be drink, eat, and be merry. There's nothing else really you can do. I will see you all in the new year. If I do decide to do one watch along for either of those two, you'll see it pop up. All the best, guys. Take care. Have a good one.
Thank you for watching. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.